to fly. My song, it sounded so much better finally. I'm gonna hit record and hope it's not perfect. This might not be the final song ever, but is it really good enough? No, I can't afford to doubt the process. There's no real rhyme scheme, but it's better than nothing. I don't know if the perfect song exists. This one might not be perfect, but I don't care, it's good enough. I watch the fireworks outside, and years coming on. For more than 20 years I'm trying, but everything feels wrong.
Yes, I have. Hello, everyone. I clicked the button, and welcome to the Albarin where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. I am Murray, the innkeeper for the Albarin, but today I'm playing Irvin because our GM is that one, the crazy lawkeeper up there. You can do a little exclamation point Smythe on SMYTHON, and you'll get a little description of that wonderful person. We all have those things, but they're kind of hidden at this point. You need to be here to learn the hidden commands now. Any hoozles coming up this week. It is Thursday. It's Thursday, right? It's finally Thursday.
Yes. Finally
Yes, it is Thursday.
It is truly Thursday now. Can't tell anymore. That's the truth.
Mm.
Sunday, we have our wonderful Uridai campaign, Chronicles of Nathriel, at 3 p.m. MT. We've only been doing this for over 2 years. You think I'd remember? Things are heating up with that one in ways of just exploring places. They're learning a lot.
It's
It's
so
cool.
fun.
It's fun. It's lore drops for now until they fall through or something. Other than some of the side missions. But it's all gold. It's all beautiful. But that's where I can tell you about my merch, which is not coming out this week. That's the thing that is coming up. You can go to our merch store and get the wonderful faces and artwork made by Kaz the DM. All on our merch store
The
on
players in the
t-shirts.
chat.
Hey, yeah, this one's Tangerine. Or
Nice
Taffy.
tangerine.
Teflesa Katan,
Taffy.
as they say. But go there and support us. Every single penny goes right back into this stream and helps our production value. Thank you. You could also tip. You could also go to our Discord and our tree, our social tree, where our Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Twitter are. There are so many. I don't think there's really anything else other than to remind everyone that August 29th, which is coming up a lot faster than you think, we are doing that Red. The Cyberpunk Red. There we go. The word was escaping me again. Doing Cyberpunk Red one-shot because apparently on August 23rd, there was a 2023, there was a huge event inside the lore of that. Myself and our wonderful Donovan over here, Ryan Tuck is going to be... We're going to be some of those players. And then we've also got the Ink Fae and one other person.
Didn't you say it was
Cool.
Cathros or somebody?
No, that one's for the SCP miniseries. I can't remember
that's
right
right.
now. I'll have to double check my methods on that one. But
So many
Ink Fae's the
one-shots,
one
right?
yeah, so many. Although that one's a miniseries. That's all I'm going to talk about. I've thrown so many things at you. Subscribe, follow, like, all that wonderful nonsense. Anyone else got anything else?
Yeah.
Nope, not me.
Hmm. I don't believe so.
I hope not.
Oh, let's roll that intro then.
It is open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods. If not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Beware the melons.
They're still loading.
Aye. You can never be sure about the melons.
The melons?
The melons.
The melons. The
Mhm.
melons.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me about
Well, everybody,
We are.
are we ready?
Oh yeah.
As we'll
Wait,
ever
what?
Oh my
be.
god. So, last time on the Mystery of Blodheim, the homewreckers rested from a previous battle. After some ominous dreams, the party decided to extract some information from the captured Barnaby Skinner, whoever that guy is. Am I right? While he snagged a jailhouse snitch, the party left him to the tribe's justice, deciding, sorry, to return to home under the cover of nightfall. The party kills some time for a change. Because we never kill time, guys. We don't do that. Irvin channels his inner green sage and helps Donnie learn some new tricks. That's cool. Will, High, and Bella drop some fanfic bait. Ooh, juicy. Now the party plus Crix are about to head back to home after an attempt on the Queen's life. What's gonna happen? Oh my god. That's it. Unless anybody else has something, I don't know.
Next week on Totally Spies.
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
Totally spiced, man. Oh, wrong
At
type of
first, I was
spice.
thinking.
Wrong
At first,
type
I
of
was
spice.
thinking this was the other girl and whoever Becky was talking to.
Hey there. Hi, how you doing?
No, this is
Oh,
one of
what's up,
Bella's
Tara?
lesser-known sisters.
Oh, right.
We don't talk about her.
We don't talk about Bella's sister.
We don't
But
even
yes.
know
Ella.
where she is.
Ella.
Bella Bella.
It's Ella. It's like Bella, except without the B for bitch. Anyway.
Oh my god, Bella is such a bitch. Am I right?
Wait, did you say Bella or Ella? Because I heard Bella.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making
I
sure.
just- Is this just
You
this
wouldn't
kind
deny
of this is just the kind of stream it's going to be? Apparently, it's one
Welcome.
of those streams.
It's always
Hang
one
on
We're
of
all
to
those.
your
gonna
butt,
be
baby.
alter egos.
Oh gosh.
Will High's
Like
gonna be
doing.
Bill
Oh,
High.
no. Bill
Bill
High.
High.
Well, yeah, we got to make sure that all these here criminals are put away for good.
That's freaking gorgeous.
Oh, then we got
Oh, no.
then we have Mervin, who's very high and proper and yes,
yes.
of course, blow you away.
very good to meet you.
No, he's proper macaroni.
absolute pleasure to have made your acquaintance.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you too, I suppose.
You
And then, of course, the-
newer.
Then we'd have little Donnie.
Yes.
I was going to call him Ani.
Little Annie.
Donnie. Little Ani isn't an orphan.
Yeah, little orphan Ani.
Oh, so basically I've just gotten de-aged. Wonderful.
Gender bent.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh,
Anyhow.
so I'm little orphan Bonnie.
Wait. You're an
Anyway.
animatronic rabbit? So you guys have just heard tell that the you guys just heard tell from your message service that the queen that an attempt has been made on the queen's life. If I do remember correctly, the plan was to go and do some investigation of the council, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, investigation.
We're gonna go think about
Some aggressive negotiations with lightsaber.
And a bullhook in somebody's
That's it.
kneecap.
Can you find any kneecaps?
Hope you're not too attached to him.
We all can all know safely there's gonna be an air about this meeting.
Ha, ha, ha. Funny one, Irvin.
But
Two drums and a
There's
cymbal
always an
fell
ad
off a
about
cliff.
you.
But, yeah,
We actually
thank you.
we have a sound for that, don't we?
Probably.
I think we do.
probably.
There it is.
Perfect.
All right, so what are you all going to do? You arrived on back on Blodheim. You were able to utilize the ships to get back. You arrived there early morning, so there is a day ahead of you if you decide to do things now, or you can wait till later or nightfall. It's up to you guys.
I thought it was
We-
night.
It was like 2 in the
We
morning when we left.
Oh, okay.
Did we dock safely?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
no, we were. What?
I'm
Skipping-
moving the story.
moving the
I'm
line.
moving the story along.
Fast move.
Just unless there was a reason you didn't want them to have docked safely.
Oh no, we want to dock safely. I mean, I'm just not gonna
Yeah,
look
it
at
was
Jeff
more
on the
like,
mouth here, but
oh,
just more
somehow
like
safe.
we hadn't
Nothing
docked just
happened.
yet.
Oh no, I'm
Second
at this
guessing.
point I just kind of skipped the story along because I'm going to assume that between Wilhigh and Crix, you guys can get everybody up there safely.
I'm Dansky for
it's
that.
just so good.
We should do it.
And it seems like they lack in the situational awareness on home, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so back on home, what's the plan? Crix obviously excuses herself, has to go check up on the various family members, make sure everything's going okay after, Paimon's sudden exit. Need to go check in with everybody, figure out what's going on.
Well, the boss already knows what's up, so we don't need to check in with him, but we do need to go see Sam Gamgee Wise.
Yeah.
No, it could
And
be fun to
optionally
check in
Franco.
with the boss.
Well, we do
Yeah.
need to check in with him eventually to go get the documents you requested, but it's going to take him It's going to take him a bit to get that together. I guarantee he doesn't remember what drawer that's in.
There's a document request procedure, and it takes 24 to 48 hours. You won't get it before then, believe me.
Look, I know the dude who does records in there. I guarantee he's not going to be capable of fulfilling that request anywhere for the next 3 to 5 days.
That sounds about
Oh
right.
well, then let's just go to the guy who handles it. Circumvent
Well, we
the
should
boss who
also-
doesn't seem capable of doing anything in a timely manner.
We should
Yeah,
also
I-
talk to Frankie. Wait,
Franco?
Franco.
Franco.
Frankie.
No, it was Sam who could get us to the queen.
Mhm.
Yes, Samwise first. Franco's optional because he might be able to point us in the right direction, but
'Cause, yeah, we need to figure out where she is and go make sure she's safe.
the boss, we can stop in anytime in the next day or so and get that. Kind of have more
Alright.
pressing matters.
Yeah, the queen's pressing.
To
Okay.
Sam?
So, to Stam, to Zabah,
To Samwise.
to Samwise, no, not just to Gamgee Wise.
To Gamgee Wise.
We're almost there, mate. We've been dropping no eaves, sir.
Right.
Flip my
So,
flask over and it's
as
empty.
you-
Oh, damn it.
So as you move through the city, you notice an increase in peacekeeping presence.
Ooh.
There is more of Home's police force is in evidence than usual, and the citizenry is, while not being, they're not acting like they're scared, but they're definitely acting like they're being a little more careful than they normally are.
So I'm just gonna instinctively try to take people through back alleys if I know any back alleys in these areas. Out of
that should
the
not be too terribly
the
hard.
eyesight. Do the stealthy like.
Do the stealthy like. You're able to get through without too much of an incident. For the record, that's the sound of them sneaking.
Yeah.
Hey, we finally came full circle to the Kronk sneaking theme song. It only took 17 episodes, but it's back.
But so
To the back door.
Oh,
so
back door.
there is you guys are able to go to the back door, but there are guards there for the first time,
What are they doing there? Having a
and
party?
they are guarding, and they
Which back
put
door?
up their hand and go.
Do they look
Oi.
like his guards or police guards?
They look like somebody he would have hired. Oi,
Okay.
front door's over that way. This is the back door.
Yeah, and this is the one we're going through.
You got an appointment with the boss?
Yes.
Always.
Hang on. Hey, Sam! Someone here to sees yous.
What good is a guard who can just yell his name through the door?
Sam pops his head out and goes, Reginald, I told you to let them through when they got here. No's boss. You says that I was supposed to let the people with the queens through. There ain't no queens out here. So I didn't let nobody
Just get
through.
Take a step away from Bella.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the blast radius for this one.
I think I have fireball again. I think I have that ready.
They're not worth your energy.
Listen, my princess is close to queen, so come on here.
Sam shakes his head and says, "Come on inside."
I need a crown.
Donna's gonna go in last. He's got the rear.
What is that? Was that a window that he was looking through? Like, was he looking through
No,
the
he
door?
he just basically opened the door and poked his head out.
Okay, cool.
Sam sits everybody down at the table
I
and
hand him my
activates
flask,
his
which is
flower.
empty.
And he nods and gets up and looks around for a minute, and then pulls a very odd-looking bottle off of a top shelf and fills it up and hands it back to you. And goes, "Try this one. I think you'll like it." And what you taste is hard to describe. It's like he actually managed to liquefy air. It's kind of like fizzy, but not sharp fizzy. More like a nitro type of a brew. And it's got a really good smooth flavor.
It's kind of trippy.
Excuse me, sorry. Man.
Why
is it
spicy?
Spicy, spicy.
I see.
Why not?
That's not
Because you're not the demon.
that's not too bad, but what the hell is that?
I don't know, but it's interesting.
So he sits down and activates the flower and says, "I'm sorry about the security measures, but Home's been in an uproar since the assassination attempt."
Yeah,
what-
we,
Right, yeah.
we were made aware of that.
What is she doing? What is Bella doing?
Pass it.
Oh.
Oh. Oh! Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, jeez.
But the glass,
Smack
the
my eye.
flask magically morphs into a glass.
Oh, you
Well,
handed
that's
a
a new
glass.
trick.
Damn weird magicians.
It's weird. Yeah.
Sorcerer.
Anyway,
Hagrid.
so
I'm
yeah,
sorry, that
it's
threw me
just-
off.
Everything's been in an uproar since the attempt on the Queen's life. I mean,
Yeah, is
don't
she
get me
safe?
wrong. She's all right, not injured and safe. Yes. Don't get me wrong. Attempts on her life are normal when she goes out on her little excursions, but no, this was an attempt in the palace by somebody that we're
Oh.
pretty sure works for the council.
Oh, so she's in the
Because-
middle of all of her
safe
guards.
anymore. What the hell?
Oh, that's great.
Well, no, that gets even better because at almost exactly the time that that assassin struck, the council was meeting to try to take over, and the reason they cited was the tragic death of the Queen.
Of course.
Who's
they would be.
speaking?
I think it was the hold on, what is the word for the speaker of a like the head honcho?
Voice.
Is it speaker?
Voice of the
Voice?
house.
Okay.
Depends.
I mean,
Chancellor?
voice, counselor.
Voice, the council staff. I
there's,
guess.
Head
there's a few words you could use for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grand
no, the
Vizier.
Like no, the
Grand
council
Moff.
staff is who called for a Grand Moff. No, no, trust me, we get plenty of those flying around the light bulbs here in Cheyenne. Oh, I'm sorry, those are Miller, not Grands. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was just having flashbacks to Miller Moss. I found a dozen of them in my window screen.
No.
Oh, they get so bad here in Cheyenne. We
One little
actually have a
hole.
Miller moth season here.
Yep, here too. There's a migration season down here.
But yeah, no, it was brought forward by the council chairman, Duke Ironheart. But then again, he's usually
Duke
the one that brings
Ironheart?
things forward. Duke Leopold Ironheart.
Leopold.
Oh, he's been
Enough to
in
self-stab
power.
his
He's been in power for goodness since he
He's
was
not
16.
How old is he
How
now?
old is he
he
now?
related to
Yeah.
Leopold
Ah,
Triumphant
look at Will High.
III?
Nice.
He's like, he kind of does the counts. 45. He's actually young as council members usually go, but trust me, he makes up for it.
No, that's right. I was popping people's eyeballs out of their skulls at 17. Sure, he can lead a council.
Nah.
What?
Really? I figured you'd done that a little earlier.
Nah, I started lower.
So as you can imagine,
I've gotten
there's,
gentler as
a
I
bit of
grew
a.
up.
So you can imagine there's a bit of a standoff right now. The Queen's guards have her palace locked down tighter than a drum, and the council's guards have the council chamber locked down tighter than a drum. We're actively trying to, or not me, but they're trying to actively negotiate a time for the Queen to be heard in the council chamber, but things are not going well.
And where is she?
She's in her palace, probably in
Again.
one of several safe rooms.
And where's Leo?
Yep, I presume in his chambers in the council building.
Great, where's that?
He kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, I know what's in the council building, but I don't frequent it.
Look at Will High.
Oh, hell, it's back.
My
Sticky.
Huh.
Walls. Tunnels.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, staff. Let's go kill Leopold.
Well,
You go.
I need to go check on the queen.
Okay, let's check on the queen and then let's go
Direction?
take care of Leopold.
Isn't it the same area?
No,
they're
council chambers
both
are-
up. Yeah, they're both up on the surface. They're in the same general, well, not the surface, the top of the dome. They're in the same general area of the top of the dome. They're not like next to each other, but they're close. The Queen's
You're the
palace
only
is,
upper. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to lead the way.
I'm assuming Wilhai has most likely been in the council chamber at least once for business. here or there, or just accompanying people. So
What
you
about the
would
palace?
no. Well, you guys have already been to the palace.
We've been to palace.
Okay.
Remember early on in the game, you guys actually dropped the queen off.
Oh well, yeah,
Met
but that's
the
different
butler.
than getting
Uh,
First
in.
time I
you
ever
know?
saw the sun.
Jeeves.
Yeah, geez.
Hello,
Jeeves, that's
Jeeves.
right.
Yes, Master Daniel. Anyway, all right. So Sam nods and says, if you go to see the queen, tell the guards that I sent you. It's probably the only way they'll let you through."
Sam sent us. Got it.
Are there any details of, was it just an assassin, or was it someone who was like on staff who suddenly turned out to be an assassin?
Yeah, what's the nature of this hit?
From what I can tell, this was a particularly well-known hitman that has been known to do dirty work for the council. Obviously, it's never been able to officially been tied to him in a court of law, but everybody knows that he typically works for them. He's very good at what he does, and it's honestly a miracle that he didn't succeed.
Anyone using
Did he
rapier
get
to
away?
do their job is a coward.
I'm sorry. What was the question, Will High?
Where is he now?
And he goes, "Oh, I'm sure they've got him held somewhere in the castle."
Yeah, we definitely need to get there.
Oh, excuse me.
Just someone being held isn't enough when they're trying to pull something.
Well,
Not
they
to
won't.
Look at us.
They won't execute him because I'm sure they're trying to interrogate him.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying we need to do that, but we can't just assume, oh, it's all good. He's locked up.
Yeah, the assassins here in home tend to have really special abilities. I'm just gonna glance over at Irvin for a second.
He's already gone. Whoever it is gone, and he's already died due to interrogation, but they haven't told anyone yet. But he's not actually dead, he's just been released.
Well, if he ain't dead, he's probably praying he was.
Well, if they're in the palace, yeah. It's hard to say who's been bought off or not.
The council guy, the head of the staff, was the one himself, the highest power inside that chamber outside of the queen. Was the one who said the queen is dead.
Look, I wasn't there, but based on the reports that I've heard, yes, he is the person who brought the motion before the council.
That just goes to show, then, the power of manipulation that's inside this place, we should assume at the highest, not any lowest.
Yeah.
And
You know what the
Sa-
specific motion was?
Oh, so there's a provision somewhere in our laws that essentially indicates that if the queen is assassinated, and this is the key part, if the assassination cannot be proven to be politically motivated, then at that point the council retains rule until a new queen is picked at the queen's tournament.
That
Or
assassin is
evidence.
definitely dead.
He's either dead or he's already been released and put inside a safe house. Or we can try to go for him. What's more important, though, the queen or the assassin? We can only do one, and both are in the same time frame, I would say.
If I were you, I would go and talk to Her Majesty. I'm doubtless she has plans of her own in motion. And she's one of the only people on this floating city I trust.
If we get to her, then we can prevent her getting assassinated.
It's like, well, I mean, she's got guards. I've got hidden guards. And I'm sure that somebody else has hidden guards protecting her. There are layers of defenses around her at this point. Trust me, she's
But
not
how did
happy
they get
about
to
it.
her at all, anyways? When she already
That's-
has all of that.
That's what I can't figure out. It doesn't make
So?
sense. Because she
Why
does
aren't
have...
you there with her?
Because she specifically asked me to stay here and listen. Remember, I'm not officially on staff in any way. I'm just her friend.
Like Wilhelm?
He goes, what about Wilhi? For the record, I don't think Sam knew about Wilhi.
Not even in this whole adventure has it come up.
I don't think it's come up. Franco knows for sure, but I don't think Sam knows.
I quickly mention, well, only the true blue blooms in the shadows. See if that works.
Okay, so I'm going to acknowledge that I'm not a perfect DM here. I have that phrase written down. Who in the last game said that
You did.
to you?
As the
I'm aware
Vindicator
of
called-
that. But go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
No, I think it was based on a memory, because all I have written down is Vindicator call sign to inform Queen, one of the Vindicators.
Okay, thank you. I had it written down. I thought that's what it was. Not 100% sure. I was just making sure that's what I told you guys. Because if I told you something else, it would have caused chaos. Okay. So, Sam cocks his head to the side and says, "How on home did you learn that?"
How do you think?
He says, "Look, at this point, I don't take anything for granted. You better start talking, son."
Vindicator on a scrubbed mission. Well, not a scrubbed mission. A went bad mission.
You're him. You're the missing commander,
course.
aren't you? I've heard about
Yes. What was that last part?
you. I've heard about you. Yeah, that was the one team that was caught and thrown under the bus. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know what a bus is. That was the team that was caught and thrown under the Glorp Spear.
How big was the Glorp Sphere?
It was a really big Glorp Spear, okay?
Was
Think
it a
about
mountain
growing.
Glorp Sphere?
Yeah, there you
To
go.
be fair, actually, the team was fine.
He goes, "No, the Queen was never clear on what happened to all of you. All we knew is that the council informed her that they had found some of her special cronies and that she wouldn't be getting them back.
Wait, the council knew that?
Assholes.
I think it was the council that caught whoever of you got caught."
Do I remember what I thought? I mean, it's been a long time. I thought I remembered Father showing up.
You do remember that.
Okay, but
You're-
he's under the impression.
Father showed up,
Okay.
but there were also heavily armed men in uniforms that you didn't recognize.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So,
So-
yeah, well, that confirms Irvin's theory that the council is with Father. We weren't, well, at the time, and to some degree.
No. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're all right, son. What was it you found?
Can I roll a perceive motive on him just to double or a sense motive? Just to,
Yes.
Going to find the Fountain of Youth.
No, the one that wants to do the wanted is now the one that wants the wanted.
11.
Savvy. You sense no duplicity from him. He does not act like he's lying to you in any way.
Okay. It was a giant room containing immense magical energy. Like nothing you could even imagine.
Sam kind of Are we talking like...
Did you find father?
I assumed it was more like his heart.
So, I mean, no, when you say immense, are we talking like level a city block immense or take home out of the sky immense?
Probably take him out of the sky immense.
Or are we talking blast the moon apartments?
Well, it's obviously attempting to. Oh, Sam, have you heard of a giant world-eating dragon? That's kind of part of the story now, too.
Sam kind of looks off to the side for a minute and thinks and goes, come to think of it, I do remember some crazy guy coming in here at one point and rambling about it, but I didn't take him seriously.
How often do crazy people come in here and ramble?
A lot.
So what made this
I've
one
gotten
special?
wasn't all right in the head. Had a lot of needle marks on his
What's up?
arms.
What's our proximity to the Pyman house?
You're in relatively the same general horizontal area, but I believe Paimon's house is a couple levels up.
Okay.
And he goes,
Well,
I
tell
don't
us
know,
more.
I can't. Now that's really all there is to tell. He came in rambling on about a roar and how a dragon was going to eat all of us and devour the world.
Checks with
I've
Pyman's
got-
experiments, thoughts, and brains. So they work.
He says,
Can I use auditory hallucination to mimic the sound for him?
I
Ooh.
believe so. I don't think there's any reason you couldn't. As long as that's how the spell's supposed to be used.
The target. You cause the target to believe they hear a sound you imagine.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that would do it.
So,
That would do
yeah.
it.
I'm not sure what you need to roll. It's just
If you tell him what he's what
DC
you're going to
17. It's a DC 17, so I think you have to roll, but I think that's
Well, no,
only if you don't want to hear it. They're like, it
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
this. And
Yeah, he won't fight you on that one. And he says, I have heard this once. It was in a nightmare, but I didn't pay it any mind. You see, I shield my dreams when I go to sleep. And
Lucky
this
you.
was one night I simply forgot.
you shield every time you go to bed.
I've seen a lot, and I get very bad nightmares.
Keep
You're
having
younger
ones
than
involving
me.
dragons.
Sam looks at you and says, not so sure about that. I probably haven't been on home as long as you have.
Really?
Wait.
Who are you really?
say-
And Sam says, anyway, I've got a new ale. I was
Oh, no,
curious
no,
if
no,
y'all
no,
would
you're
try
not
it.
No,
getting
no,
over
no,
that
no,
so
no,
quickly or
no,
easily at all.
no,
Who
no.
are you?
Sam sighs and sits back down and says, well, if you must know, I'm a fugitive.
You're the one that brought it up. You want to tell us about this clearly.
Don't put the DM's words in the character's mouth.
The DM already did it.
All right, if you don't want to tell us,
He
let's
rolled-
just go.
He rolled a poor persuasion check.
Oh.
And he says, the truth is I'm a fugitive.
Welcome to the club.
Do you secretly have feathery wings?
He goes,
Bony pointed
What?
ones.
Or little
no.
horny
Horns.
horns.
Like a thing that goes over the head in a circle. What are they called? Halo?
A halo?
A crown? Oh.
You're not a dude. You're not an angel disguised as a dude, are you?
And he
Or
goes,
an angel disguised as a demon, disguised as a dude.
he looks at you all like you've lost your mind.
Mm,
And he says,
I
no,
have.
no,
I'm crazy.
I'm just not from your world.
Yeah, well, neither am I.
Anymore.
Don't
I
feel
don't
bad.
know anymore.
Yeah, you're- Okay, by
That's what he
world,
thought
do you mean home? Or
No. I mean, I'm not from your
surface?
dimension.
All right,
I'm not from your reality.
dial it back. These words have been mentioned a lot, and I've not been paying any
Yeah.
attention to the fact that I don't know what they mean because they haven't seemed relevant. Dimension, reality, details.
He goes, okay, you live on home. Home, giant city, orbits planet. Planet
Little less
where everybody
condescending.
originally came from.
Yeah, it's called Bird.
He says,
Is that
I'm
part of the
explaining.
lore?
I thought it was
Wait,
flat.
Wait,
Wait,
what is
what?
Bella confused by?
I'm confused now.
Everybody originally came from the planet.
Is that what they thought? I thought everyone.
Yeah, no. Remember what
Yeah.
you learned about how and why home was built.
To
Yeah, so
prevent big dragon eating it. We
Oh, I
all
didn't
came
remember
from
home
surface
was
first.
planet
Built
that
for
we
that
were
reason.
rotating
I thought it
around.
was just
We
Father
were
went crazy
told
to do that.
that Verdant
No.
was one of many planets, and that we weren't told that Verdant was necessarily special. Just that it was the
Oh.
only one left.
No, it
Mhm.
it isn't. It is the only one left. But most of the people that are currently on home originated on Verdant.
Okay.
That just happens to be they're still orbiting the one planet that didn't make it through when they tried to escape.
Mhm.
That's not
last time.
common knowledge.
That is not common knowledge.
It's
no.
too fresh for
Okay.
us, like a day fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's explaining. So he's explaining that to you, and he says, "But there's other planets out there. There's a whole, there's nearly infinite amounts of space in all directions around this planet. Okay, now think of all of that. That's one universe. I come from somewhere else. I come from a different set of planets and a different reality."
I wonder if that's the ones that they were said to flee to.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
He says, "Based upon what I can figure out, that may actually be true. Because in my reality, we had a huge hole torn in space-time, and all of a sudden we had a whole bunch of brand new planets that we didn't know what to do with. And I saw a
checks out.
residual crack, and I decided I was going to use that opportunity to take my leave, and I came here. This planet was the only one I found left, and this city was the only place I found readily available that had people. So I set up shop here and blended in."
Yeah, it turns out all those planets you saw were refugees. They were trying to get away from a big, angry world eater. At least that's what we were told.
You watch as
Wait.
like a whole bunch of pieces click together in Sam's brain, and he kind of goes, "Oh, that makes sense.
It's all
Yeah.
coming back to you.
I ran to the wrong place, didn't I?"
Yeah, because apparently this was the only planet that didn't make it through, because Big Angry Dragon decided he was going to breathe fire on the whole universe. Although
Sam
somehow
kinda
he ended up
looks
trapped.
Sam looks around at all of you and goes, "Well, shit." Casually reaches over and grabs a bottle off of the shelf and takes a swig, puts it back. He goes,
So how did you end up working for the Queen? And wait, and you said you've been on home less time than Irvin?
says,
But that
I
happened
mean-
hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, he's older than he looks.
"Times,
Irvin's not,
I'm not
that
that
old,
old.
right?
dimension
He's
jumping
really
and time,
freaking old.
dimension jumping and time have strange relationships.
Well, so how long have you been here then?
He goes, "Oh, I've only been on home for about 50 years now."
Did you live on the down on Verdant before then?
He says, "No. I landed here and immediately found out everything I could about the surrounding people, and within a couple of years had started a shop. Bartending's
Oh,
my
brain
trade."
hurts. All right, hang on. 50 years. You've been here for about that long. You yourself were running, or you were just following
Yeah,
your curiosity through that crack?
Little of column A, little of column Q.
Okay, what are you running from then? Because you ran into a terrible place to be. About to get eaten by a giant purple dragon.
I was
Isn't there?
I was
Character for
running
kids.
I was running away from family drama.
Okay, so not worth our
I'm
time.
right with you there.
In hindsight, probably not worth running away from, but it's what I did.
Did you want some more? I could give you some.
He goes, "No. I'm trying to stay out of the drama. It just keeps finding me. That's my
Found you
problem
again.
is I listen." What?
It found you again.
You don't even have to listen to this one. It already caught up with you. My whole family is caught up in this mess.
He goes,
It's family drama.
Planetary family drama.
he goes, "Yeah, I kept telling myself I needed to fix that ship, and I never did.
Ship?
Yeah, where's that?
Is it big?
That's how I got here."
Great, can
How
we
big
leave
is
on
it?
it?
He kind of gestures to the shop around him and goes, "How do you think I built this?"
Oh, you
I
scrapped
don't
it.
know. How did you build it?
And he, well, you see, I took hammer and nails, and
You banged it
He
all
says-
out. Ooh.
yes, nice and hard too.
Did you lay the pipe yourself too?
He goes, "No, remember, that's actually how I made friends with a couple of the. That's how I ended up with my special relationship with the Maintainers Guild, as I needed piping run to specific places. And for some reason, I happened to find one that helped me.
Wait,
Haven't
you have a
seen them in a
special
long time.
relationship with
Help you.
maintainers?
Yeah, remember at the very beginning, he said he would leave. He left bottles of alcohol at a specific point, and that when he comes back, they're gone, and that he staked it out once, and he saw the maintainers were taking it.
Well, I
basically-
feel like
Eat or drink,
just
I
dropping
thought.
off booze and them picking it up is different from a special relationship with them.
Oh, they delivered.
No, I get what you're saying, but no, he worked with the maintainers at the very beginning to get everything built the way that it was supposed to be built, which is unusual because typically there is not new construction on home, and it is even more rare for the maintainers to work directly with somebody because they're usually silent and don't talk. Remember, they're effectively invisible if you don't know what you're looking for.
Do they have any holes on them?
That is a question Bella would ask.
Do they have any holes? Do you remember?
Only one way to
do you
find
remember
out.
them having any holes? I can't remember.
I honestly
said-
don't remember.
No, the closest thing to a hole would probably be the vents in the breathing apparatus where
That's
it
enough.
looks, you're assuming he breathes. Or,
Oh, there's a hole. There's a hole.
So they helped you out. I see.
he says,
Was it a good time? I mean, good help. Did they help you good?
Freudian slip?
Bella, you know not everything involves them kind of services, right?
Is Bella just thinking about the maintainers banging Sam now?
There's a fanfic
Or
for
the
you.
other way around?
Would that be
All right,
considered?
Well,
Bod
if they
Squad,
don't
make it
have
happen.
any protrusions, they can't help me out.
I mean, they do have fingers. There's always the
Yeah,
docking
that is
maneuver.
true. I guess a little bit. Meh.
Anywho,
Yeah.
Oh, you do remember them having holes?
No, I don't, and now I am very sidetracked from what I was trying to think.
Queen. We're trying to go to the Queen.
Yeah, Queen.
Queen.
Oh yeah, how did you end up working for the Queen is one important question, and then we should go meet the Queen.
I rescued her the first time she went out on one of her jaunts.
Wait, the Queen needed rescuing? That's kind of
And
surprising.
at that time, yes. She was 15 at the time. And as most 15-year-olds are, convinced that she was invincible.
Yeah, she still is.
And she made some very bad
Yeah.
choices. That's the reason that after I rescued her, I started to teach her.
Never happened to me.
I'm sure. You seem like you are far too intelligent for something
You being
like that.
taught, or people getting the
No.
jump on you?
I never get in trouble.
Yeah, let's just keep telling the boss that.
Yep.
But
They
Will
do such a good-
kind of chuckles and reaches for a drink.
So that's
There
how
you
you
go.
met her?
There you go, Will High.
No, yes, that's
You gotta
how
reach
we
down
met.
and grab her. Oh.
Considering his typing as having done that.
Mm.
No. I ask that you keep my secret. I've made a life for myself here. And even if... Look, there's universe-ending problems everywhere. So, this is just par for the course.
You just have to find the world that's ending that works for you.
Exactly.
That's what I've heard, anyways. Find
our
the crazy
last-
that works for you.
In our last fight, my father told me that even if I found the furthest corner of the universe, I still wouldn't be worth anything. So I found the furthest corner of the universe. I'd think here I'm worth something.
I mean, you made it pretty high up the ladder.
Well, that's beside the point.
Oh, hey, you didn't have to kill 10 tons of people to do it.
Anyway, you should probably go see the Queen. And let her know that aside from elevated unrest, I haven't seen anything unusual.
I just rest my arm here, mate. This is actually
That's what
genuinely
I
just my
realized.
resting arm. Yeah.
That's what I realized after I was wicked for a minute.
I didn't even realise.
Aww.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm holding my arm out just to hold your hand, just to hold it.
No.
No. Hey.
Ir-
See if we can
Irvin
get a
and Big
fusion
D,
dance.
there's the fanfic.
Fusion.
Fusion!
The abomination with all the elements.
You get then it just becomes what would that be?
Ang just pops out.
Donovan. Don't know what that is. Donovan instead of
Irv.
Donovan.
Donovan, yeah, Donovan. Use
Donovan.
razor leaf. You know, wind and plant together. You basically just get razor leaf.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm. Super effective.
Donovan uses,
super
what was it? Leaf slap? What was the name of that
Leaf
starter
slap.
attack?
Leaf slap.
Was it leaf cut or leaf slap? Leaf slap.
I don't know.
Been too
I
long.
think you've just cut like the
No, I'm thinking of the early grass attack. That's it's
leaf
something like-
blade or
Yes,
something.
that's
yeah.
it.
Leaf
Leaf
blade, that's one, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of.
That one might work. So
End up with the ones that's nothing but a bunch of little cherry leaves because they're little tiny sword blades.
Oh, we should probably go at night.
it says I don't think it's gonna matter one way or the other.
It's gonna be watched all day.
Ah. Yeah, that's
Security's
fair.
on such high alert that it's not going to make a difference.
Eyesight.
I
Irvin. Now I'm Irvin. Well, hi. Can you see clearly inside the dark?
Is
Let
the
me
rain going?
remind myself of this fact, which I obviously would know. I'm pretty sure I do. Oh yeah. I have low light vision. I see twice as far as a normal human.
Oh gosh, dang it, you're not
And
a
I can
normal human.
ooh,
That's right.
and I can still distinguish color and detail.
That's
So
even
it's
that's
not just dark vision.
That's nice.
Donovan, can you?
Tell me you're not Batman.
I'm totally not Batman.
Tell me you're not Batman without telling me you're not Batman. What?
I'm
This
Bruce
is
Wayne.
preposterous. I'm clearly Bruce Wayne.
And my mother's
Alfred.
name is not Martha.
my secret identity.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know my secret identity?
I'm Bobby.
Cute.
Okay, so Donnie, can you see clearly in the dark?
Not particularly, no.
See, there's my point. Go in the dark. They can't see that clearly, even though it's going to be the same security. I mean, there's a big difference if something can't see. Hey, speaking of, you wouldn't have any, like, magical little doodads that can help Donovan see in the dark.
And he looks at you and says, "You really want to go? Oh, okay, whatever."
You got him in sunglasses for him?
Wearing
He
sunglasses at night to see. I wear my sunglasses.
glasses. Nope. It's yep. He actually does. He gets up and he opens a box and he
Nice.
hands you a pair of darkened lenses that have little tiny crystals embedded in the corners and says, "Here, put these on."
Oh.
And so that will now give Donnie
Those
dark
are
vision.
good.
I don't know. I'm debating. Should they be like those 80s angular ones or those like aviators?
I'm torn between aviators or the little tiny round red.
Oh,
I'm thinking
yeah.
about Pulp Fiction. Like the Pulp Fiction square, almost,
Oh,
with the
there you
rounded
go.
bottom.
No,
All
they're
those
the great big,
rounded
thick
ones.
horned ones.
Oh. Librarian?
Oh, there you the real estate. Yeah.
Madam Librarian.
I regret putting that out in the universe.
I was picturing more spectacles, like the round with like the gold frame and just the darkened lenses. Because with,
Oh, yeah.
as big as Donnie is, I can just see this perched on his nose.
You know that 9x9 square
got the-
feature of the same portrait over and over again? I need that of Donovan, but with different sunglasses on every time.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
This would be the new album cover for the Homewreckers.
There you go. Oh gosh. Yep, the homewrecker. Yep, that's your name now. It's official.
Homewreckers.
You're the homewreckers.
I've been advocating that for a while, and everyone has jumped on board over time.
Yep. And you know what the lead cover song is gonna be? Because, after
I
Home's
don't
defeated,
want to set the
I'm
world-
free falling. Watching Home just
Yeah, you just hear Aerosmith playing. Dream on, dream on.
So we're all frantically trying not to get copyright struck.
And this counts as a cover. We're good.
Yeah.
Not by YouTube standards.
Yeah, YouTube's got to stick up their bum.
Hey, we love you, YouTube.
We like YouTube. All hail YouTube. YouTube is our master. YouTube decides who will go and who will say.
Yeah.
Monetize
Alright, anyway. So, anyhow, yes. You're going to go and see the Queen at some point, or are you going to go rest somewhere and then see the Queen?
We've been sleeping a lot. I got an itch for action still.
Yeah,
For
I'm
one
ready to go.
action, we need to go see the Duke. Because the Duke is where we're going to find the action. We're going to have to talk to him about the fact that he said the Queen is dead when she's not dead. Where did he get that
Yeah, and
report?
what did
We
the
need
Duke do?
information. What
think
did the
of the
Duke?
fuck
The
the
Duke, the Duke did what the Duke does. But what did the Duchess do?
Yeah, you did. You did. Say
Well, I think she threw, and the Duke dodged, but the Doge didn't.
But the Doge didn't. What did the Doge do?
The Doge
what
didn't.
The Doge does what a Doge does. Doge did what a Doge does.
Whoever hasn't, go watch Court Jester. with
It's
Danny Kaye.
amazing. Danny
Excellent
Kaye,
movie.
Court Jester, watch it. There are so many quotable moments.
Mwah.
Dragon with the flagon.
Yep.
Yes.
Potion with the poison.
Vessel
Ocean.
Pestle.
It's the vessel with
That's
the
the brew
vessel.
that is true.
Speaking of the brew, that is true.
You people need institutionalization, I swear.
Not.
That includes you.
Oh yeah,
You.
I'm quite aware of that.
You are watching that film with us someday. You will love it.
Yes.
Which movie did you say that was?
You
Court
know,
Jester,
I
Danny
just
Kaye.
had
Jester.
I just had a mental picture of in about 50 years, all of us in the same nursing home still playing D&D.
All right, roll for attack. I just did.
What was that?
Those were your dentures, not the dice.
Ow!
I know.
Right.
My attack.
It's still a roll. It
It was a
still a
blade
roll.
attack.
It's still a roll according to Will. Hi, that's a 52.
We're all still playing the same
For a
characters.
hole.
Yeah.
Roll for a hole. What?
Somebody's got to play the bard.
Now you gotta roll a d6, divide it, and round up or whatever, in order to find out which
1d6,
hole.
Who do you think I am?
Nobody.
What?
We're not playing, Yahtzee. This is bingo.
Okay. Okay, can we have like a one-off session where we play as the 75-year-old versions of ourselves?
The oldies. We can call it the oldies.
The oldies.
And just RP our old selves going off in like an old person home, stealing pudding from the kitchen, getting into chaos and mayhem. I am
That would be
down for
amazing.
this.
This needs to happen.
Smuggling pills.
Smuggling
Yeah,
pills.
Running
If a
one of those
DM
old
wants to come in
knick-knack
here and do
mafias.
this,
That
come
would-
in and
I'll-
GM us
that would
playing
be a-
the oldies.
That would be amazing.
Please.
that.
And you need to
Our
Go-
email
go
address
watch
is alberin@gmail.com.
go watch the Bluey episodes with the when Bluey and Bingo pretend to be the old ladies for inspiration.
I'm thinking the South
didn't
Park
see that.
episode where there's the knick-knack mafia, and the old ladies are selling basically all their prescription medications for basically just knickknacks.
Nice.
Well, we've gotten so far off topic. That's what we
Yes,
do.
yeah.
We sit in the
Anywho.
back of Sam's just drinking, pissing the time
Right.
away.
Actually,
All right, let's go.
okay.
To Franco's to do
No,
the same thing at his place.
No, to the queen.
Bar crawl! Alright, yeah, the queen.
Later.
Let's go fuck a duke. I mean, I go talk to him.
No, you can fuck him first. Get him more information if he's loving it.
I mean, there's multiple ways to
You're-
fuck a goat, and
You're
Donovan pulls
taking
out
him
his
to
book.
McDonald's.
McDonald's, what?
Oh, you said he said he's loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Okay.
Oh, I can't do that.
Ironically, the stream is now playing McDonald's ad.
Wow.
Good job,
Well,
stream.
this episode is sponsored by.
The AI algorithm has
You could.
spoken.
Actually,
Hashtag not spawn.
we're not supposed to buy McDonald's. But we do actually have something we should talk about.
Fine, I
Epic
don't
Minis, everyone. Not Epic Minis. It's Monolithic Minis. You should go and click on that link and check them out. If you
Yes.
do D&D or tabletops RPGs at a table, that's the link you want to go find. For you on
cool
the
stuff.
VOD squad, I actually need to include that link inside the description thingies now. So
Description.
here's a reminder for
Monolithic
me in the
Minis.
future. Hey, future me, do that. Monolithic Minis.
Oh,
Go
these-
catch your stuff.
These are pretty cool.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, there's a little thing for them. There's a little owl bear. It's adorable. They're hatching out of their eggs. They're so cute.
He's so
But-
cute.
Are
There's
they
gonna be a little trailer thing that you can see, and you can see some of the descriptions and not
Yeah.
descriptions, but the actual printed out quality of what some of them are. He went and recorded a few bits for us. That's gonna be in the break, which is not now.
Riding a zombie shark.
There is. That's gonna be in the break video, everyone. So you
and
can
there's
see that there.
and there's a beholder with a a shit-eating grin on his face. That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Are
It's
these
great.
are they selling STLs or is it the actual
No,
figures
the
that
actual
they're selling?
minis. The actual figure.
Oh wow. Okay.
it's a
this is-
zombie shark tank.
Wow. These are good prices for how big
Yeah.
these look.
Very good prices
Dang.
for it.
Okay, yeah,
oh,
no,
it's
that's
an
fantastic.
adventuring beholder. I mean, an
place is
eye tyrant.
amazing.
It is not a beholder.
That's right.
Beholder is
Yes,
perfectly
iTyrant.
fine, actually. That terminology is in the copyright-free section.
Oh yeah, I just was laughing that it's
Huzzah.
called that.
Oh, I
but
see
yeah,
what
it's
you
an
mean.
adventuring of that creature. It has like
Nice.
vials and an
That's
axe.
really cool.
And
Yeah.
a
That's
little
cool.
bill.
That's really cool if they sponsored us. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That is a that
That's
is a
our buddy.
fantastic one.
he's
God
my
damn.
buddy. He's Tyler. He's a cool guy.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, go check them out. And yeah, no, that is actually a genuine reaction. I haven't seen this before, so yeah, no, this stuff looks
It's new.
awesome. Go check them out, guys.
Yeah, I have not seen that either. That
I'll
pirate
show you the
riding
one
a
he gave me.
zombie shark is
The
pretty
background there.
awesome.
I got a big old gold dragon from him.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right, so you guys heading off to see, or actually, hold on. What
To the
time are we at?
queen!
Do we want to take our break here,
Eh?
or do we want to wait a little bit?
Early.
We're
We're
a
only
wee
an
bit
hour in.
early.
It's a little bit. Okay, I wasn't sure. It's up to you guys. I'm
Let's
good
A
either
little
way.
bit more.
A little more. Okay.
Just a little more, Dad.
My.
Okay. So you make your way up towards the top of the dome. The closer you get, obviously, the more that the Holmes police force appears to be out in force. You guys actually didn't realize that Home had a police force this size, but they do apparently.
Anyone else here
Wonderful human.
NWA?
Eventually, you make your way to the top utilizing Wilhi's credentials. Because I guess I never really explained that the first time. If you're not a member of the upper class, you actually can't get into some of the upper levels of Home unless you find a way to sneak in there. But
How did we
because
do it the
Wilhi
first time?
is,
Nothing
you're a member of the
explosives
upper
won't
class,
solve.
and you had the queen with you.
I just wondered.
We did have the
Nice
queen,
diamond
yeah.
again.
You can
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
we
be
did.
escorted up there by a member of the upper class, but
Oh, okay.
because Wilhi is one, you can basically vouch for everybody, and they'll let you through without any problem.
Ignore the
but-
horns, it's fine.
It's a good thing Will High isn't just middle class.
Yeah, this would have been a lot harder if none of you had picked an upper class character. So anyway, you guys get up to the top, and in the upper
It's all
levels,
villains.
it
Thank you,
seems
Dwayne.
like the majority of the population has actually already taken a side. You've got people wearing like purplish pink ribbons if they support the queen, and you've got people wearing kind of a
dear.
brownish green if they support the council.
They
yeah,
already
great.
sorted
Already.
themselves for us, guys.
Yeah, we've
know
we've
who to off.
automatically.
Hey, we
It's
know where our
already-
targets are.
It's
We've-
truly amazing how rapidly the shops got set up to sell these things out.
Don't you just love when sectarian violence works out in your favor?
The merchants certainly do.
So, because you guys are not wearing either color, everybody kind of gives you the side eye. They're not people aren't being overtly hostile to each other, but you're definitely getting the
Snobby.
side eye because you don't have one or the other.
Just flask in hand. One of the ones who's wearing the colours for the queen. I just look at
Mhm.
tip it at him, then look over and see one with wearing the council, and turn it upside down and dump out a little bit on the ground, and give him the middle finger sign, whatever is equivalent for the home, and then look over the other guy and be like, take another drink.
Yeah, the next one I see, I cast flare in front of his face.
Well, damn.
We're a bunch
I
of
mean,
bullies.
If the,
Do we? How bad do we want to go? We can go like full glass Weegian on this if we want. Donovan just pulls out a razor blade.
no.
Nah, just a little irritation and angering. We don't want to get arrested though. Nothing too bad.
No.
Yeah, this seems like the kind of place Father would pop out real damn quick.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the police
Well,
force
without
that is
a
out in
rose.
force right
You-
now.
You actually do see several iterations of Father, just all through because it's up on the surface of the dome. You can see a lot further, And there's actually several versions of Father within eyesight talking to different citizens.
Okay, you all seen that too. There's 3 of them.
Father can have more than one projection simultaneously.
Oh, it's not that I'm questioning. It's the fact that there are 3 of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't really interact with Father much, did you?
No,
So that
no.
would be new. That would be news to you. Okay, yeah. Good point.
Wait, when you say there's 3, I thought you meant 3 different copies. Are there 3 different fathers?
No, 3
No,
different
there's,
copies.
there's
That's what I'm saying.
three copies. Yeah.
Okay. I just assumed since he's some kind of projection thingy, so that it would be news to us, though. Shit, he comes in triplicate. Remember that.
So that Wilhai, you know the most about this stuff. That's he can do that, right? It's not like there's 3 of them. It's just, that's the same one.
What does Wilhai know about that, Matthew?
Oh yeah. No, it's that. Yeah. Father can have multiple iterations pop up at the same time. It doesn't
Okay.
happen. It's not something you see every day, but it's not completely unheard of.
My name is Father, for we are many.
Many.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like he projects himself.
Are you my father?
Yeah, he projects himself to where he wants to be.
Well, I mean, I knew he projects himself. I mean, oh, you mean like projects us in the, right.
Also means you can be in multiple places at once.
Bella is just like flipping her hair around and like making sure that everything's placed right.
All of a sudden, you guys start to notice that the people that have council badges start to avoid you, and the people that have queen ribbons seem to be more friendly to you.
There we go.
Wait,
That's
it
how we
just
like it.
Happens.
Well, we've been kind of harassing the ones with the council
Yeah.
ribbons for a moment.
There's been some jeers.
To the
Some
queen.
Tias, some Gias, some Spias.
Jeers and gyros.
I kind of want to visit the Duke tonight. He might be
Did you just pronounce
expecting
it
it. but-
gyros?
Jeers and gyros.
Yeah. Those little guys on Animal Crossing.
Boop, 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 boop.
That hurts. That's like calling it a GIF.
Oh, you mean the right way?
Or a gyro.
I mean, the
We
peanut
need
butter.
Wilhai. We don't
What's
need
a
Wilhai,
gyro?
right?
Y'all know what y'all
Yeah.
know what a gyro is, right?
Oh yeah, it's them things they got at the far, right?
Hey, you know, like those things with little
Oh, I opened a can of worms.
Uh,
I should have known
Sure
better.
did.
They got
Faux
them,
restaurants.
did I got them
At the
tires
faux
on it?
Okay.
faux.
No, the Fox
There's
restaurant.
no restaurant.
The PHO.
The fox in the hole.
Yeah,
No, no. I thought you meant
Are
the
we
you
being
know the
too
FAUX, the
derogatory?
Fox restaurants. I don't think so.
What the fox is wrong with us?
The
Okay.
Fox, I don't know. Anyway.
What does the fox say? Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh wait.
Oh. To the queen.
Got him.
Wait. Zelda, what does the fox say?
Why would?
Because of a different character.
Sounds more like
Oh.
the Doom song.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Okay, so I swear I did not change my lighting setup, but I look sinister now. Look at that.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
but yeah. I'm a little
I
scared.
look sinister now. And then afterwards,
We are in sheer chaos right now.
I can do this. I can do the same.
So distracted. We've been trying to
Scary,
go to the queen
spooky.
for about an hour now.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, you guys finally you approach you
Skeletons.
you approach the wow the palace. Thank you. That's what
You're
I'm
doing
looking for.
great.
And it is crawling with royal guards. And there are also several people that are dressed in noble clothing, but are very obviously undercover guards. It's pretty obvious to everybody. You are of course stopped nearly immediately when you get up to the when you get onto the grounds, and they would inquire as to what your business is.
Sam sent us.
They go. Sam, like bartender Sam?
No,
Yeah.
like fucks your mother at night, Sam.
How many Sams are there?
Look,
I mean, it's not that
Look.
common a name.
look.
Okay, Sam
Look, my mom would be
Sam fucks your
my
mother
mom
at
would be
night.
lucky to have a man like Sam. Okay,
Yeah,
better
she
than
would,
my
so let
useless
us
father.
through.
And he
Oh,
goes,
snap. Daddy issues.
go on through. So there are numerous checkpoints that you are stopped at, but at each one, Sam's name gets you through. Eventually, you are led inside the palace, and the palace is, of course, a grand affair. It's hard to explain though, because it's not a grand that feels opulent. It's a grand that feels rooted in sense of identity. It's hard to explain, but you know how sometimes you go to a church and it feels opulent, like some of the old European churches, but sometimes you walk into one and the whole building just feels cohesive, like it belongs to the way it is. This has more of a feeling like that. There is some stone. There is definitely there is some stone. There is some water features.
Ooh, bougie.
Some of the water features do appear to be life water, but they're modest. The whole thing is very, very well lit. There's lots of whites and silvers, and it's just pretty.
No
Accents of
gold?
Pretty.
pinks and purples, and a couple of lighter blues throughout the hangings and such. All of the
Keeps
staffs
it all in a room.
walks into the room. It's all black and St. Andrew's cross now.
Oh, that's more like it.
Yeah.
And gold. Black and gold.
Silver.
Make it a thing.
Easier on the eyes.
So, you are led
Doesn't
down a
look
flight
like
of
this.
stairs into a subfloor of the palace, and you are brought up to a door that is being guarded, and you can tell these are higher-ranking guards. And the gentleman who appears to be in charge walks up, looks at you all one at a time,
How tall was he?
looks he's probably about my height, about 6 feet.
Okay. And Evan's about my height. Whenever he looks at me, I'm just gonna step right up to him and stare right at his eyes.
And
So
Donnie's gonna look down at him.
Down. So he says, so he goes, Sam sent you?
Yep.
Mhm.
Let me guess. If I tell you I can't allow weapons in front of the queen, you're either going to refuse to cooperate or you're going to smuggle some in anyway, right?
Pretty much.
Oh.
By all means, take my weapons off me.
And he
Yeah,
he looks
Irvin's kind of a rule follower. He'll do it.
he looks
Irvin is a weapon.
no
Don't
he
tell
looks
him
at
that.
you and no he looks at you and he says, I suspect if I try to take your hat, you're going to try to kill me.
Absolutely.
And he goes,
And it won't be trying,
I've-
buddy. I will.
and he says, look, if Sam vouches for you, then you're good. I wish you'd leave your weapons here, but my instincts tell me I'm not going to be able to make you.
By the
I'll
way,
just-
did that assassin say Sam sent him?
And did you ask that out loud?
Yeah, more just kind of muttering to himself.
he shakes his head and says, we as a troop did not find out about Sam until just after the assassination attempt. The queen ordered that to be passed through all of us because she said she knew if somebody was going to come and want to talk to her.
Convenient.
Anyway, she's through here.
Hey, you got a runner?
So and he goes, well, yeah, why?
You need to run someone over to Sam's and tell him he's probably in danger and to double his security.
And he
People
He
know about him now.
shrug. He shrugs and gestures, and somebody goes running off. Says, probably a good idea now that I think about it. Her Majesty is through here. He turns around and goes, and now this door looks completely normal from the outside. But as he pulls it open, it becomes very obvious that this is like a bank vault door.
Ooh,
It's like
like
solid
Tron,
metal, like this thick.
the old one. Like Tron, the old film. The original one where that big ass door just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. I'll try to find a GIF for you.
I'll have to look it up.
My door.
Been too long since I saw the first one.
It's so
good.
So the door opens, and there is what appears to be a shaft that like goes up and down, and
Oh, it
goes
goes
very,
up and
very deep.
down.
It goes
Willow,
up and down.
work that
rapidly. And across the shaft there is a very narrow bridge,
Is
and
it a
there
granite
appear
shaft?
it could be if you really wanted it to be.
Okay, so we got a shaft
Only
and
for
narrow
you, baby.
passages. I'm sorry, Frode is having a field day over here.
Gibson,
No,
meme it up.
No, it's a nice. It's deep. It goes very far down into Home Center, and there is a very narrow bridge, and there are. Home likes it.
God damn it.
Somebody, please make like a little GIF of Home with the the anime eyes.
No. Make a gif of home with the senpai face.
Yep.
The one that they used to put over sharks.
Yep, that one. That's what I'm picturing. Pretty much.
Why did I sip?
Oh, we almost had a spit take.
Almost.
Almost. So close. We'll get one. And there are some obvious archer emplacements. So basically, you're not getting across this unless you're supposed to be across this thing. Across the bridge, there is another door, and this room actually seems to be almost suspended inside this shaft. Can't say that word now.
That's the only word for it. Is there another word for it?
Can't use hole.
Staff?
Can't call it a tunnel.
Pole, stick,
Yeah.
rod, staff, shank, upright, handle, hilt, butt, stock, stem, pike, staff.
Listen, it's like every
bill,
word for an
helve,
orifice is dirty.
quill, ratchets. I just said a bunch of dirty words.
Yes, you did. You really did.
What?
You know what? It's a
Ew.
nostril now. It's a nostril.
There we go.
I'm into it.
Hey, a
It's
hole's a
tall
hole.
nostril.
And he holds a goal.
In my ear hole. Oh.
Oh. That's
Bang my eardrum,
This is
baby.
not ASMR
I'm-
hour. I promise, people. I promise. We play
Would it-
TTRPGs here. I really
Would it
swear
shock
we
you?
do.
Oh, we really do. This
We
has
do,
been a
we do.
particularly unhinged day.
Be
They're
fair,
always
we have not done this in a week. We are a little
We've not
bit...
done this in a month, yo.
In a month.
month,
This
yes.
is a little worse than it usually is.
Yes.
though, so-
Look, I can't.
But that's fine. You know us.
Got a little pent up. My little pent up.
just a
Here we
little
go.
bit,
Just
little bit
pop
down
off
there.
a little bit.
Yeah.
The cats are a little bit extra hard to herd tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost at the Queen, y'all. We almost got there.
Almost.
Alright. So you make your way across the bridge, single file, and through another equally tough armored door into a very nicely furnished apartment, but it's a small single room with what you assume is a bathroom through one other door off to the side. And the Queen is there, surrounded by piles of paperwork and what appears to be some stacks of old books. And she looks up. She looks at all of you and says, "Oh, thank the gods. All right. It's good to see you. I knew Sam would be sending you eventually."
Yeah, we heard
And
about
Blodheim?
we heard about the assassination secondhand through some of our contacts.
How's she look?
Yeah.
How's she look?
Frazzled.
I mean more
Very-
physical.
Oh, she's back to her normal appearance, which is, oh, good lord, it's been a while.
Bruised,
Black
injured,
hair.
cut.
Huh?
Bruised, injured,
Whatever. Oh no, she doesn't look like she's physically injured. She just looks like she's exhausted. And she's back to her.
Wilhite goes over and immediately bows and says, "I'm glad you're safe, Your Majesty. What happened?"
And
And then begins
she's-
looking at every corner of the room with his super secret door sense.
Kiss ass.
And she says, "I'll give you the brief version. Is that I had just finished up a difficult evening, and I was on my way to take a bath. There are layers of doors and corridors between the outside and where my bathing chambers are. Nobody should have been allowed through. I know everybody who was on guard, and yet as I was walking from the chambers to the room where I bathe, somebody seemingly materialized out of the shadows and came at me. I am
What did he
extreme.
look like?
She says, it's kind of
That
a
sounds
rat,
familiar.
a little rat of a man, I believe.
Rat or
I need to see
fox?
the hallway.
No, very rat-like. Small, skinny, but very, very strong. Tattered black clothing, mask up over his face, hood.
So,
Um,
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Your Highness. And I give a very mocking bow. But rat-like, are you meaning... Because rat-like inside the underground world, that's a descriptor for how someone can behave and how someone holds themselves. But we have met an actual standing, walking, talking fox. So I have to ask the difference between rat-like.
Oh, she nods and she says, I understand. No, I mean more of the way he held himself. He was very quick. He stuck to the shadows. He cringed up on himself a little bit.
Cringe.
I was incredibly lucky that he was wielding only knives. I was able to disarm him and call for the guards. He's currently in one of our holding cells.
We'll need to
Maybe
check
we'll
that
just get
corridor for doorways.
We'll
and
need to check
that
to make sure.
holding cell.
Yeah. Well, we heard. Did you hear that the council, the Dookie boy, Leo, pardoned his iron heart?
Decided to announce
You were dead when
your
you were not.
unfortunate death.
And she gestures to the pile of paperwork in front of you and says, this is what I am trying to head off at the pass.
Well,
That's
good.
not-
Which one of
She
them is
wouldn't know
death
that
warrant?
turn of Freyr.
No.
And she's-
No. Don't answer that question and don't bother asking it. It's better you don't know. I top her table.
And she says, you say, oh no, we're not killing him yet. I'm going to get to the bottom of this because I think this conspiracy goes deeper than we think it does.
Yeah, and it's better if you keep your fingers out of it. You know,
Says,
make sure you're
"No,
not politically messed up with things. My queen, please do make sure you realize we're trying to help.
And she says, no, I believe that. Sam trusts you, so I do. But I am meeting with the council in an hour in a very public hearing. Public, and we're going to hash this thing out.
Oh, you want to do this? Oh, okay.
Cowabunga it is.
And she says,
Never mind. I'm not.
she says, I would be honored if you would accompany me as a portion of my guard. And of course, any counsel that you can provide with all of your unique perspectives is appreciated.
And if things go south, well,
And if things go south, then I expect you to make the threats no longer threats.
oh, believe me, they will become fast promises.
That's where you and I come in handy. But for the talkie-talkie, you're gonna want to talk to those two. They're less brash than the two of us. We get things dead.
I can be brash.
They get things talking.
Technically, we're the bodyguards.
She says, I am actually about to go and interrogate the prisoner now, so that hopefully I have all the information I can possibly get before I go up against the council. Would you like to come?
Is there a viewing room? Because I think Wilhi and Bella could use a really good snap at that.
I just
And
turned
she-
to Irvin. Hey, do you want to be
Oh,
good
I'm just
cop or
gonna be
bad
there.
cop?
Oh no, I want to let them do it. I want to see their technique in this. What better is there to have this high and mighty good guy walking in willing to do some fun stuff, and this obviously going to be terrifying tiefling walking in to be more seductive than evil. I think, Donovan, you and I should take the back seat on this one.
Yeah, if he doesn't
Fuck
start,
his mind.
if he doesn't sing from the mind fuck, then he will sing from the.
Pulling of fingernails
the-
and bones.
He will sing from his kneecaps.
I also like that method. Wilhelm?
I didn't say I was
Anything?
gonna do anything. I'm just gonna be there.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
That's my
wanna
suggestion. I
talk.
mean, obviously, I'm not making decisions for the group here. I'm just suggesting things.
You
what
may
I
or may
do.
not notice like electricity sparking at the end of his staff.
And she says, and she kind of nods and says, "Very well. If you believe that you can extract information from him, have at it."
Oh no, I said I'm
I want to
accompanying
see
you.
this one.
And
He
so,
does seem familiar somehow.
I think they can. Queen, you might want to take a back seat too.
it ain't familiar. Alrighty. So you guys make your way back out of the safe room. There is a large entourage of guards that follows you, and that it surrounds the queen and follows you guys. They are being very careful. They look like they are not trusting any corridor, any shadow, nothing. They are taking this incredibly seriously. You're led down further into the palace. It looks like the palace is more like an iceberg, where there's the building that's on top, but it seems to descend several layers into Home's dome. And you get down to a layer that is all just rusting industrial metal. It's very much a prison. But this prison looks like you'd never get out of it. The walls are thick, the bars are thick, there's guards everywhere. This is an incredibly well put together prison.
Unlike those prisons that look like you can get out of them.
Oh yeah, exactly. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
those
Yeah, like in the old West, when the side of the jail is like full of like sun rotted wood, and all you have to do is attach a horse to the bars and pull the whole wall off.
Everything suddenly turns into a Buster Keaton movie.
Anyway, the cells are actually mostly empty. Just at the very end, down the long row of cells, there is a man who is sitting in the middle of the cell with arms and legs chained, and just with his head down, not really looking at anybody. "There's your prisoner, ma'am. Oh, your highness. We haven't been able to get anything out of him, but you said no torture, so I don't know what we're going to do." And she says, "Believe me, if we need to torture him, I can handle that." The guard looks at her like she's lost her mind, but shrugs and points. So she very boldly walks up, orders the door unlocked, and steps inside. Are any of you going to follow her into the cell itself?
Oh no, I step in first.
Yes.
Are you
Step
are you
in
gonna
first and just take a step to the right and keep an eye on him the whole time.
Okay.
I'm coming in.
Donna goes in last.
So she looks at the man for a minute. Looks like she's measuring every aspect of him. And then begins to speak. It says, "You are in a lot." Everybody roll a reflex check.
Uh-oh, spaghettios.
Check or save?
Check.
Do I have advantage? Ah, shit, wrong system.
Okay, let me see.
What the bloody
I have a
hell
set
are
of
those
dice up
again?
here.
What?
Oh!
Oh, there
What
they
is
are.
reflex under? Because all I see is
Oh.
reflex save.
That is it, yeah. Reflex save.
It
Reflex is dex.
Save check. The reason I specified a difference is because you're not You're not reacting to something that's going to harm you, but I need to know how fast everybody's reflexes are. in this
Oh.
moment.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So do you want us to roll, or do you want to do like a standing? Standing is usually like 8 plus whatever our modifiers are.
Standing actually makes more
interesting.
sense. I didn't think about doing it that way. That makes more sense. Let's do that. So, yeah, we're just gonna call that let's call that a 10 plus whatever your
10 plus whatever.
dexterity mod is. Yeah, 10 plus whatever your dex mod is.
Very gracious. Thank you for the
11.
extra 2.
Wait, what are we doing?
So
10 plus
Add-
your
add-
reflex.
your dexterity modifier, right?
Okay.
Or is
Let's
it
Oh,
do-
yeah.
different?
So 10 plus dex,
Mhm.
then plus.
No,
do
just
you
10
roll on
plus
the die?
dex.
No, no,
It's like
Oh.
it's like your passive perception in D&D 5e.
Okay.
You
well,
have
in
certain
that
things
case,
that just boost it.
14.
14?
Yeah, also 14.
11.
13.
13. Okay. So both Donnie and Bella are actually able to move fast enough. The man whips his head up and spits something towards the queen.
Ooh.
He's a spitter.
So you see it happen in time, and you are both able to intercept it if you so choose to.
Donnie will, in fact, intercept it.
Okay. And it's probably the best person to intercept it, actually. Does Donnie have any kind of resistance to poisons?
Not
I
at this
think Mr.
time. I don't think I do.
No? Oh.
Let me double check, because I do know at some point I will get some immunities, but that's only while raging. So
Let's see here.
although I guess I could pop rage, and if this is supernatural, I could get a bonus against it.
I was going to use that one, but I think we're going to not do that one.
Do it.
Are we going right into initiative from this, or is there time to
No.
react?
There's time to react. Donnie, roll me a fortitude save.
Oh,
probably your
he
best
likes
one.
it.
What is it,
Plus
like
14.
13? 14? Dang.
Wow.
Are you serious? You have a
Plus
plus
four-
14?
Plus 14 to fortitude saves.
Oh,
Okay, you know what?
jeez.
Never mind. You don't even need to roll.
He's like, I was built for this.
Your plus is the DC for this poison.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was one of the other things.
Nice.
I remember checking that Donnie's fortitude was so high that he was effectively immune to some poisons.
Yeah, no, that's
Wow.
literally what it's just like. So he just sticks it out, but chink. The
Yeah, I think this is one of those ingredients in Sperma del Diablo.
Well, I'm
Kinda
gonna
like-
take a whiff.
Anybody else taste purple?
I always taste purple.
You might want to see a psychiatrist about that.
What?
Anyway, so he
Oh wait, home doesn't have those.
glares daggers at Donnie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you got a problem now?
Says,
Bella just stares back. I know this fucker. I've seen him before.
Do you?
I'm gonna turn on my soulless gaze, which actually gives me some bonuses to intimidation and stuff.
Bella,
There you
you
go.
got him there.
You just see her eyes completely go black, and if it's possible, she like turns like more like deep dark red.
Oh, you actually are
Ouch.
using penance stare. Good lord.
pretty much. Yeah, she gets bonuses on a lot of stuff when she uses that.
Take a step away from Bella. Sidestep. One. Lighting a cigar.
And he looks at you, and you recognition registers in his eyes, and he goes, Oh, fuck this. You all there at beach the boss was banging, aren't you?
Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
Says, oh, you should kill me. Absolutely. 100%. I'm an absolute piece of garbage. And my life is worth nothing now that I've failed. So, yeah, go ahead. Do it. Kill me. Do
Nah,
it.
that
Don't
would
tempt me. I will.
that'd be too easy, you know.
Intimidate him to not be a sassy bitch.
How do you interrogate a suicidal enemy?
I know, right?
We'll
Well-
kill you nicer than your boss will.
You just make him endure something worse than death.
I'm gonna saddle up next to Will High for a moment. Hey, do you know any healing magics?
Certainly not.
Oh,
Wait,
dang.
magic? What are you talking about? I do like no magic. Well, I can hit
No,
things
you-
a little harder with magic.
You do everything. You do a lot of
The-
everything.
The queen
Thank you.
looks at Irvin and says, I do.
Well, great. I walk over, I grab hold of his ear and pull it out a little bit. Here you go, here's your target. You want to die? It's going to be a real shame because we're not going to let you. Take his ear.
And who you say that
Ooh.
to?
Bella
It's
whips
Bella.
out her dagger, chops it off.
Ow!
No hesitation.
He, understandably, does not react well to this and curses you in very, very
Aw.
creative ways.
Oh, I slap him in the face with his own ear a couple of times. Like, you wanna tell us and you wanna show us right out the gate that you're ready to die for your cause? I get real close to his face and, well, I'm ready to watch you suffer as long as I can. And I
Good long
can
time.
wait a long time. Alright, here's the ear.
And he-
You wanna put that back on?
And
I'm gonna put it
She-
on me. Or like spike it onto my ear, onto my,
On
on,
your
on my horn.
Alright, yeah, no, you'll be fine without an ear. You'll be fine without an ear, right?
the queen pulls a dagger from somewhere on her person and flicks it at him, and the dagger hits him in the chest. He makes the requisite pain sounds, but then there's a pulse of white light and the ear stops bleeding and the dagger falls out. And she says, yeah, I probably forgot to tell him that my healing works through my daggers.
This is gonna be
Wow.
fun.
Unfortunate.
Alright.
Unfortunate.
Now you see us. You see that's the queen and that's me. That's the pain we'll put you through. We haven't even upgraded you to Donovan level yet.
Yeah,
Donovan's
Donnie
a
just
whole
smiles.
new degree of pain. Now
Donnie's just rubbing the bullhook on his. On
you
his
can
wrist.
avoid all of this and go a very light, easy route where you get what you want in the end. But all you have to do is talk to Will High here and my friend with the horns. So get to chatting,
tough.
buddy.
Staring.
If you
I'll take
talk
a step.
quick, we might put your ear back
And
on.
he goes, look, if I talk, they'll do worse things to me.
What do you want us to
They're
die,
not-
right?
They're not forgiving.
They ain't gonna do a damn thing because we're gonna go ruin their day for the rest of their life.
I promise I will kill you first.
And he goes, but I don't want to die either. I just said that to make you think you
No,
couldn't
you were saying you want to
interrogate me."
die. You were saying you want to die. I heard you say telling her to do it.
That was before the ear came off.
He goes,
This one?
Yes.
he goes, fine. You're a whole bunch of psychopaths, you hear me? Psychopaths.
Thank you.
Well, at least somebody figured it out.
Yeah. Talk, fucker.
And the the queen nudges Bella and goes, I wanted to hurt him more.
Yeah, I did too.
Still an
Me
option.
too. I
I'm a
want
little
to.
disappointed right now.
I'm going to.
So the The guys, what do you want to know?
Who sent you?
Says, I'm part of a gang. I'm relatively high up because I'm known to be a very good assassin. The boss sent me out to do this. He said that the orders came from the top.
What's the top? Obviously not you.
Burn.
Wouldn't
No.
you usually be?
And he
That's it.
says, nah, total bottom. All the time. Sorry, you couldn't resist.
It's my
He goes,
ankles. They're weak.
I
says,
mean, Bella's got more power bottom vibes. Just saying.
it's like,
Could be either.
It's easier for the satin sheets.
I can't. Blackthorn. Our god, our group is paid for by Blackthorn. And the Queen says, as in Lord Harrington? Or, as in Lord Harrington Blackford? He goes, yeah, of course, that's who I mean. What else do you think? The Queen, just casually stabs him again and says, that's for being insolent. She turns, looks at you and says, Lord Harrington Blackthorn is a member of the council.
Of course he is.
This is the first time I've been able to extract a confession of anybody working directly for him. So this man must have been a very high up in their organization indeed. Because yeah, I got all the bitches. Well, except that one.
I'm going
And
to
then he
fucking murder
realized-
you.
And then he realizes what he just said and shuts up.
Wait a damn minute. How do you know about Bella?
Did you miss all
Oh,
the
this
fact that
guy?
she fucks his boss?
Yeah, I'm just making sure if it's like a boss that we know or like a boss that was involved in kidnapping.
No. We don't know this person. This is the fucker that helped the other guy kidnap me.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but you. Oh, weren't you on a
Ah.
job before that happened?
Yes.
Okay, so the statement was right. You did. That would be our end if you did. I mean, there's no shame in it. It's kind of what you do.
The boss called her in on a job. And that's how he got her. Wouldn't let me have any.
As if you could handle it.
You are a sad, disgusting little man.
And you
You
do
don't
not
have
have
my
my
pity.
pity. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. And the Queen shakes her head and says, this is worse than I thought. Blackthorn is probably the most ruthless member of the council. He's also incredibly good at lying, because up until this point I wasn't sure if he was against me, if he was trying to kill me, or if he just didn't like me a lot. He's that good of a manipulator.
All right,
Well,
Queenie.
if you thought that, then why didn't you have somebody investigate him?
I've
Not
been
the place.
trying.
Not the place. We got bad ears right in front of us, and you want to talk about all this in front of him?
Chop the other ear off.
No.
All right.
Says,
Grab the other ear.
No,
pull it
wait,
out.
me no.
Too late.
it's wrong.
Other ear. On the other horn.
We told you we're murder hobos.
The Queen shakes her head, throws a third dagger that she's pulled from somewhere at him, and stops the bleeding.
That's impressive.
How many of those?
Don't you
do
think
have?
that's impressive, Larny?
Oh, I can't hear nothing, you monsters! Actually, that's untrue. He could hear, but it wouldn't be as well.
Just turn and look at him and yell in his face. Don't you think that's impressive, Larny?
He's like, yes, it's impressive. Just stop cutting things off.
Slap his left ear. Good boy.
More?
Good boy.
Cut more off? I know the next thing I
Anyway,
want to
we
cut
got
off.
the information we needed.
I don't think we did. I want more.
The queen looks at you and
Maybe
says,
later.
"That it's probably tiny. It won't look good on your horns."
I
Like a
beg to
tic-tac.
differ. It's like a second belly button. Let's see it.
Oh, oh, wow. Dang.
That was
I
a beautiful
practice.
reference.
Anyway,
Yeah, that was gorgeous. I think, that's actually, I think on that note, I think we're going to take a break.
Yes.
As we head out of the cell, hopefully, to a quiet area where we can talk to the Queen in private about all the information we just discovered. Hopefully, hopefully. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, we'll be right back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful, weird randomness of a lot of innuendos and dirty talk, followed by some storytelling in between. We will be
Yes.
back after this brief moment. Don't forget to check out Epic Minis. They should be
Yes.
the first little ad we have going on there.
Monolithic minis.
Monolithic Minis, thank you. The
Yes.
command is Epic Minis. You can do exclamation point Epic Minis to know what they are and where they are. And then also check out the Michael Howards, because he also has an ad in space for us.
Yes.
Yeah. A wonderful being. See you in 15.
Bye-bye.
Hello there. As a guest of the Owlbear Inn, you obviously have taste. Now, as a person of taste, have you ever thought to yourself, I need to watch an artist who also has taste, with a sense of classiness and intelligence, heightened by sitting in a leather armchair before a fireplace with shelves of books behind? Neither have I. Anyways, I happen to have an art channel called Michael How Arts here on Twitch if you want to check it out. There's drawing, chatting, and sometimes gaming. If you enjoy fantastic characters and comics, or just having someone to hang out with while doing art, you should give Michael How Arts a look-see. That's twitch.tv/Michael How Arts. And if you visit, maybe, just maybe, you'll occasionally have that artist sitting in front of a fireplace to give you a +1 for the richness and culture of your Twitch experience. Though I wouldn't count on that. But please, do stop on by. Thanks for your time, and have a wonderful day.
I'm Michael Howe, and I approve this message. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I did this, and 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 this.
Hello, everybody.
Fine
All
store.
campaign, all I wanted was to pass wisdom saving throws, and I never do.
Even with advantage?
I have advantage. I have plus. All my feats almost have all been going into that direction. No.
Oh, that's awesome.
Consent is always important.
Agreed.
You're next.
Why am
totally
I
not dead.
so bad at this game? Jeez.
Might be genetics.
Attack first. Think never. Hey, folks.
You feel a definite pulse of magical energy as you shake his hand.
You just made a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Roll a will save.
There's more up there? We have to... I fucking hate this level.
We could have been playing Valheim. Dog, dog, dog. Save me, save me. Where are you? Get in front of me. Get in front of me. Get in front of me.
I'm coming. I was marking the cave.
Dogs. How do I stand up? Ah! Get the dog. Help.
Hello, folks.
There. Apparently, I can't remember your name at all.
Who's Ingrid?
You.
You.
Me?
Irving.
Oh.
Yes, because I can't forget. Wow. Why am I having such a hard freaking time with names today?
You called me Murphy twice before
Yeah.
we even started.
Shut up, Melvin. I'm working here.
Alrighty, naked. That's a good drawing, right?
Damn right, Zach, that's
Really
good.
good. Oh my gosh.
Love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
With someone. Wait, you just said they had a book.
That being
Yes.
said, we will.
Yes.
And then
keep
you
up.
emphasized that there is a book.
Hey, way to catch on to that like a minute and a half late. There's books, there's diaries, there's maps.
Wait, there's a book? We have not been consistent with this at all, have we?
No.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce most of those. Wow.
Yeah, they had a sale on apostrophes that day.
Hello, everybody.
I don't know what's really going on. Hi!
We have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, this is one hell of a collect call, man. I didn't know he knew infallible relay.
Does anyone know what the rates are? I don't have that much gold.
Did you know back in the old days, in the medieval times, they used to hang lanterns out on front of horses to help them navigate during nighttime?
Oh.
It was the first recorded instance of satellite navigation.
I enjoyed the live action The Avatar movie.
Oh, baby Baba Luba.
And burbled as it came.
No!
Can I get a, oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
If you're only to be addressed as you, as your own person, what do I do if there's like a whole bunch of y'all?
You may use titles as, I would say, the trolls. You may use the consequences if
Okay.
you would like.
So
You
y'all
may-
is off the table.
Y'all is an abomination.
A whole bunch of y'all.
Too late.
That's when you guys look over and see what once was Jitters descend slowly onto the ground, trampling towards you as its head from top to about past the sternum splits like that into a toothy maw that is its whole body. Rawr. Hello and welcome to Hate, Laugh, Love.
Everybody knows if it's green and it's
You
slime,
went that
it's booger time.
The show where we talk about movies.
He starts hopping on the way, and when you look back, there's Handor and Grace. Grace looking just frowning perpetually, and Handor just smiling ever so gracefully. And Finestone, you see on their lips, Handor say, "You think they'll make it?" And Grace go, "Not a chance." Hi everyone and welcome back. We jam into hidden songs.
Oh yeah.
You should post that in Life of Music as well.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, while he's doing that, everyone, did you know that you can go to this place called a merch store and you can get our merch and support the stream in other ways other than a simple little, what's it called? Subscription. Because after all, we all know subscriptions, they're only felt inside the heart. And then, you know, you enjoy our content, but it just is enjoying without ads. What better way to enjoy us in other ways, even at home without us being live? That is through our merch store. Yes, I said it that way on purpose. You can get stickers and you can get this thing. You could get notebooks. I think those are out at that point. You can also get mugs with these faces on them, including our past campaign and the Sundays campaigns side of things. There is no past campaign for Blodheim. And no art that we own, sadly, for Blodheim. But there is art that this guy's done for us. And he's had fun doing that, you know, on his free time. So go check out Michael Howe Arts and support him too.
Yep. It's one of the keys to our success.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cry.
Hey! You got the sound effect for this one. Come on. Actually, wait. Do you have the sad saxophone noise?
I do. That's the wrong one.
That was not the right one. There we go.
There we go.
Gotta be careful on my way home. I'm gonna get mugged.
Mugged.
Stop!
Come on, what are you complaining about?
Alright, that's not water.
Yeah, actually it is. I've been so dehydrated
I
today.
don't believe you.
I'm dead
Vodka?
I am dead serious. It has been actual water this entire time.
It's either that or he can drink vodka neat without making a face, which...
And for him,
I
it would
can't
be
do that.
considered water, maybe.
Water.
No.
Do you hydrate on alcohol? Because I mean, some people do
let me rephrase. This is dihydrogen monoxide.
All right.
Ah, yes. Would you like to sign my petition?
That sounds lethal.
Did you know that? Did you know that everyone who has ever consumed dihydrogen monoxide has died?
No, 99.99%.
Okay, yes.
Everybody who was consumed it has died.
And the other 0.001% is currently dying.
And everybody who has ever been found dead has had traces of dihydrogen monoxide in their system.
Yeah. And it's involved in every drowning ever.
It's horrible.
It is. And it's used in so many industries and so many levels of production.
And
some
so
say
many
even
people...
tries to kill us by gravity by falling from the sky from time to time.
It's also horribly addictive too. Like it's almost as lethal to withdraw from as
It's
alcohol.
like people need it to
Yeah.
live.
Yeah, I know. It's like I swear I can't live without my dihydrogen monoxide.
We just start dying.
Gotta crack open a fresh can of it as soon as the morning begins.
So
You're killing me.
Well, he's gonna start dying. That's why he got a hydrogen monoxide. Well, hi, hydrogen monoxide.
Well, hi.
Well, hi.
Does that give a new definition
What do
to
you
get
think
me
about
wet,
my
Daddy?
what do you think about my new ears?
Your new ears.
What do you think about my new ears, Will Hi?
Oh.
I mean, at this point, Bella is gonna just merge over into Chainsaw Man. So.
Oh no. We need to skin the face.
Yeah, the new ears. Yeah.
His face off.
No more drugs for this man. This woman.
I'm not good at skinning faces.
Anyway.
Tonight on the Mystery of Blodheim, Face Off, yours.
I mean, that specifically clipped. Just him saying that, so I can
Just that.
soundbite it.
Face off, yours. All right. So, you all are able to step back out of the cell and go to a room where you can't be overheard if you wish to discuss things with Le Queen.
As soon as we walk in, okay, now you can start talking more freely. He's a little turdling who tried to kill you as soon as we walked in. Maybe he'll escape.
He goes,
Can do
well,
risks.
I've always had these weird feelings on the inside, and I don't know how to make them. Oh, you meant about political stuff.
Sure,
we've never
but
had to talk.
you're in the presence of Bella, who I'm pretty sure can have that conversation.
Oh, that's right. Are you free later?
Sure.
I don't think
Throw
that's
the
a
white
conversation
guys
they're going to
down?
be having.
Anyway, she goes, all right, well, we now
Do
have
educational things.
Yeah,
Everything you do is educational.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Some fashion.
She goes, well, we finally have a witnessed confession with only a little bit of torture. That will hold up legally. It's the first time I've been able to.
And that
What?
will hold up.
Legally.
I mean, can you put his ears back on? Because he may not be able to stand trial if he can't hear. We can take him back off later.
Without his ears.
We'll just
Did
have to
you
call it
actually
something.
say what?
It's not a hearing, right? At that point,
We can take
Oh
him
my
back
goodness.
off later. But
is it a viewing?
Stop it.
It's a viewing. It's a viewing because he'll be dead at that point.
no, he's just gonna show up with those old-fashioned horns.
Ear
people
horns?
used to have.
Trumpets.
Sticking
He's
out,
just
he's
got the
got
ear
backwards
trumpets on
horns.
each side.
Oh my god!
Listen here, you bastards! I have come
You're
back for revenge.
awful characters, except for Wilhigh. Wilhigh's the only pure one of us.
Hey, and even
Am I
he didn't
pure
say
as he stands
anything.
watching this whole thing.
Yep.
And Donnie just grinned. He's like, "Remember, I'm worse."
Anyway,
Bella
so
takes
yes,
the ears off of her horns and hands them to Donnie. Here, hold these.
Donnie's just gonna see if the ears are gonna stick back on.
Do what? We're back in the other room.
you guys
Oh.
left the cell.
Oh,
We left
that's
this
right.
out. Yeah,
Oh, well, shit! What am I gonna do with these?
put them in your pocket. Definitely won't forget
no.
about them later.
No, actually, put them in your pocket because I guarantee we will forget about them,
Mhm.
and they are going to come out at the worst possible time.
Okay, yeah.
Grappling someone and you
I'm
pull him out
making
and
an-
shove him in his mouth.
Well,
I'm making a note. Donovan has an assassin's ears in his pocket.
I'm sure that's not the first time that's happened, actually.
You know, now
ears
that
in the pocket, or the ears have been cut off.
You know, ears,
Donnie-
fingers.
an assassin's
toes.
ear specifically in Donnie's pocket. Frankly, that's probably happened before in his line of work.
Probably. You know, and to think when I originally wrote the world description for this, I explicitly stated that there wasn't a lot of crime on home.
You what?
There wasn't.
Yep. If you go back and if you go back and read the original world description, it's still technically in there. There's not a lot of crime.
But then I was like, but listen, wait. What if
But what
there
if?
was the mafia?
Yes.
But what
Yeah,
if?
what if? But what if there was all the crime?
What if there was all the crime?
Crime.
You just happen to forget that you made the acronym of this series, MOB, and well, we all rolled MOB.
Yeah. Yes.
Except for Will High, thankfully, because we actually do need one macaroni fella to
Saving
actually get us in
grace.
everywhere.
So there's
I'm
no
sorry,
crime in here. Hang on.
I have that
uh,
image of a macaroni fella in my head. I need to find
A
out where it is
macaroni
posted.
fella? What is a macaroni fella?
I have no
Macaroni
idea. Hey,
was
Nugget, thanks for the follow.
17th century dandy.
Yeah, no, it was
Hey!
That's actually
feather in his
time.
cap and called it macaroni.
yeah, no, that's actually that's where that comes from, because basically calling something macaroni was a way of saying yes, very dandy, very forward progressive, very fashionable,
That's why
and
so many
so
things are called
they're
macaroni.
mocking the Americans by saying that he thought just because he stuck a feather in his cap, he was now macaroni.
The modern
No,
equivalent.
I'm not joking.
Oh.
The modern equivalent is he drew a G on his belt and called it Gucci.
Yeah,
Gucci.
I saw that the other day. I don't know where I
Wait.
saw that at, but it's a good
Are
analogy.
you calling Will High a
That's
knockoff
funny.
Batman?
No. Cover his Will High's ears. You didn't
Cover
hear
Will.
that.
you heard nothing. It's okay.
Which set of ears? The real ones.
Remember, he is the mask.
What you don't know is for some weird reason, because of the way the queen's magic works, he can still hear through those ears. I'm kidding. No, he can't.
Hey, fuck you, test.
That's not where the hearing stuff is at all.
Oh, hey, I wonder if he can feel this, and I give one of the ears a wet willy.
Oh gosh, we're
Triple
so far off
backflip,
track
kick
again.
to the head, and you go flying.
Okay. Anywho,
Yes.
to the head.
Heard the cats.
Cats, focus. You and I cannot talk at the same time. Focus. The queen says, "Well, we finally have evidence, and that combined with a lot of the other evidence I've gathered, this finally links all the pieces together. So I'm going to go confront the council in front of everybody."
All right, we're coming with you.
Sure, that'll go well.
Yes. We have DNA evidence.
But hurrah.
Can we test DNA here?
We can do that later.
By the way,
have to-
we should be aware that Father might be trying to back them up. And also, have you heard about the giant world-eating dragon on the way? That, you know.
Sounds like a new religion.
Yeah, you got
So hold on.
Purple Knights as well.
You
I mean, some ridiculous name that I can't remember.
Wait. Hold on. You said this in front of all of her guards with no protection from Father.
Well,
Just
we
check.
have an egg.
Don't we? No, we have a thing.
We have an egg. We always have an egg.
You always have an egg with you. Okay.
Yeah, Bella
It's
is in
always on.
possession of the egg.
And
Yeah.
and the player forgot there's tons of guards around. Wilhai, of course, did not notice, so just kind of said it quietly to her.
Just checking. I'm just checking. Okay.
I would like to point out
Good checking.
Ear trumpets are in fact an item in the Hero Lab.
Oh,
That is happening.
They're 5 GP, so.
Can we make a merch item for our campaign that instead of it being like a set of cat ears, it's a headband with ear trumpets?
I imagine it is possible. But to do things like that, we need to make sure our merch store is possible and valuable. So everyone go check out our merch store so we can make a headband with ear horns. Go on merch store. We have 2 items we want now. A body pillow for your laundry and ear horn headband.
Also,
oh my god.
We'll make it worth 10 gold.
Oh god, there's a picture for this too.
Okay. Anywho,
Oh, gosh.
We
We were on track for about a minute.
Yeah, we did good for a while. Yeah. Anyway, so onward to the council chamber. I warned you guys, things were going to be a little weird tonight.
Just posted it and meme it up what the guy's gonna look like after we're done.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Oh no.
Guy from Wild Wild West. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I do declare. So you guys leave the palace. A fairly large contingent of guards gathers around you. So you've got like Queen's inner guard, and then standard foot soldiers around that, and then plainclothes people kind of hovering along the edges outside of that. And a large crowd has gathered in front of the council chambers. And the guards, with very little trouble, push their way through that crowd and march into the interior.
Make way! Make way!
I'm
Make way
right
for the elephant.
behind the queen to the right.
And I will be on the right or the left.
So the council chamber, the council building contains the actual council chamber, a bunch of administrative offices, and then each council person has a small dwelling area in the chamber in case they don't want to go home. Ostensibly, it exists to prove that you can live anywhere on home and be a member of the council, but realistically, that never happens. It's always the uber wealthy. But theoretically, you're supposed to be able to. It's supposed to be a symbol that you can work your way up from nothing, which Absolutely, it's not. But that's what it's supposed to be.
Where's the dude from the catwalks up here? Right?
Hmm?
No. Oh, nobody. That's what I thought.
So
Just quietly whisper.
Irvin's here. I can do that.
Donovan.
What?
On the catwalk. On the catwalk. That's what she's getting at.
Starts doing like the runway walk.
Do my little strut on the catwalk.
So the council chamber itself is the picture of opulence. It's like marbles and golds and life water fountains. Very, very large chamber, big picture windows, lots of sunlight, but there still manages to be dark shadows, even though there's so much sunlight. All of the council, each council seat is very throne-like and is up on a dais in kind of a semicircle. And then there's a spot in the center where everybody, those who are there to address the council, can stand. The place to address the council is elevated from the rest of the floor, but is very conspicuously lower than where the council themselves sit, forcing anybody who is there to address the council to look up at them. And the members of the council are all present, and they vary. Obviously, all men. They vary in age between.
No, there's that one old hag. Isn't she?
Yeah, you specifically we
we
heard about the one woman.
Is she not present?
I was just looking up and down at the NPC codex to see if you had mentioned Blackthorn earlier. And, yeah,
Hold on.
Duchess Veril not.
One sec. Let me. You are reminding me of something that I must not have. How is she not in my notes? Hold on.
When did we learn
Where
about her?
there?
Hang on.
Here,
a couple weeks
in the
ago.
NPC
Thank you.
codex. Yeah, we didn't have until. I would just remember she was morbidly obese and incredibly old.
That's right. I forgot about her.
And she is like apparently the one exception.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Because we were all like, wait, she's a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
That's
thinking it was all men,
right.
and then it was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, Duchess.
Okay. Here.
That sounds sus. Imposters.
She's basically a more gross version of oh, I can't remember the old lady.
Picture
Lady
the
Tywin. Not
picture the bug in the beginning of Solo.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Bug?
Okay. Oh no.
Or
Or
picture a female or picture. Yeah. There you go. That's a good one. Yeah,
All right,
picture
I
a
gotta
female
go
hut.
Oh no. Wow.
It's Jeddah, the hut.
Jetta.
Okay, hang on.
Jebba.
I'm
Jabba and Jebba.
Jabba and Jabba.
Okay. Sorry, guys. 1 second here.
That's fine. It gives me time to go find out what this horrible creature looks like.
Don't forget, everyone, that we have these wonderful things called Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
We do?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And Twitter. There's Twitter, too. But Twitter sucks.
Excuse
Go
me.
check out our other stuff.
All the things.
Okay.
The elongated muskrat.
The elongated muskrat.
I missed
Oh,
something.
The owner of Twitter? Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Glorp Sphere.
Wow.
The
I missed
glorp
that.
sphere?
Okay.
Yeah, the elongated glorp sphere.
Yeah, we have normal glorp sphere, long glorp sphere, and feathered glorp sphere.
Also, giant glorp sphere.
Yeah, a mountain glorp sphere.
Mountain glorp sphere. That's right.
Okay.
Even
Big
though,
weather
even though
trampling.
they don't. Yeah.
We don't know what a
All
mountain is on home.
Yeah, they don't know, but it's still a mountain glorp sphere. Okay, sorry about that. I have all the council people recorded, and apparently those notes were in 2 different locations in my page. So that's what happened there. Anywho,
Yes.
I feel that pain.
Yep. It's like, wait, I know I wrote this down. Somewhere.
Somewhere. It's It is somewhere in this completely unorganized document that I have.
Which of these notebooks did I write it down, and can I translate my handwriting? I don't
Yes,
know.
it's possible. We
Let's
don't
find
know
out.
for sure.
I can relate to that.
All right. Let's see.
Hey, by the way, what was that assassin's name? Or are we just calling him Rat? Or are we just gonna call him Ratfuck?
Ratface.
Ratface.
Call him Lenny.
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 Hey, why you gotta bring me into this?
So, the queen marches confidently into the center of the amphitheater. The visitors all whisper and then hush.
Are we allowed to march in the center with her?
Yeah, you guys can walk up with her. It's a big enough area in the center that you guys can be there plus a couple more guards.
Okay, right
she will
before
want
I'll put my hand on Wilhi's chest and be like, I feel like it's better if one of us stays in the shadows, you or me.
You.
Then you go. I'll take a step back and find a tall location away from the crowd in the shadows where I can just watch everyone and see their reactions and try to counteract things. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. You should be able. There's enough elevated places that you should be able to like jump up to the top of a pillar or fly up to the top of a pillar or something. And
I can fly.
Yeah.
I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. So, there is a deafening silence because, unfortunately, the rules of government indicate that the council has to recognize the person who speaks. Wilhi would know that. Nobody else probably would, but Wilhi would know that, as the queen would know that. The queen
Why is
also.
everybody so quiet?
The queen
Quiet.
also told you
Hello?
ahead of time to let her do the talking. But
It's Irvin. When
So-
does he follow orders?
yeah, that's fair. After a
That's why I'm
very
up high. Away from
That's the whole
everything.
reason.
I don't get to do the talking.
After a very deliberate pause, the gentleman in the center of the seven says, "The council now recognizes Her Majesty." And she
Miller stands up and claps.
Everybody needs a hype gal.
She looks around. She looks at each one in turn and then says, "The rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated." And half the crowd cheers.
Yay!
That's-
She's not dead. That's why we're cheering, right?
Yes.
Long
She says-
live the queen.
We are here today to present a very, very serious matter. A charge of treason against a member of the council. Collective gasp.
Ooh.
So, this is a bold move. Everybody knows that the council and the queen don't get along. Like it's common knowledge, and it's been this way as far back as anybody can remember. But there's always kind of this understanding that they don't deliberately attack each other in public. Kind of like how you might know that mom and dad don't agree on something, but a lot of parents put on a united front against the kids type of a deal. You know, there's just certain things that you don't do in politics, and she just took the rule book and tossed it out the window.
They did it first. Oh wait, but it wasn't necessarily in public. Anyway,
No. So she's the gentleman in the center, who you have extrapolated is Duke Ironheart, the council speaker, goes, "This is a serious question you bring before us, Your Majesty. And one based, I'm sure, in nothing Why would you believe that any one of us would be treasonous towards your majesty's esteemed government?
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. And she says,
Oh no, he didn't.
I can't believe I even have to go over this with all of you. Are you so arrogant that you don't think I know what happened in this chamber less than 12 hours ago? And, there's a lot of harumphing and whispers and foot from the crowd. It says, one of your members declared me dead and then tried to use subsection 46 of the legal code to take control. As you can see, I'm not dead. So why have your enforcers spread throughout the law enforcement? Why have all tariffs to the crown been bypassed? Why are you changing laws at a rate faster than anyone has changed laws in the last 300 years?
Yeah, listen to her.
And, hold on one second here.
She's like looking at other people like, she's right. That's awful.
This is horrible. I can't believe someone would break the law like this.
Why? This is
hyper
treason.
Up the crowd.
Yeah.
Let's get angry. Come on.
Okay. So, one of the people off to the side, an older man, pipes up, or doesn't really pipe up, and says, Your Majesty, who are these ruffians that you bring with you into this esteemed hall of law? And
Just gonna smirk.
This is my friend. Don't know their names.
She should know our names. We all fought in the arena
She
together.
says, these are my loyal friends and protectors. I will let them introduce themselves if they so wish. Eli is the logical person to go first, since you've been here before. What?
If we wish.
Oh, true. Okay. She says, Are you really just left her hanging? Just nothing?
Oh.
I think that was player
We're the homewreckers.
politeness.
It's fine.
What? I think that was what?
I think that was player politeness. Waiting for
Oh,
other
no,
people
that's-
to go first.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair.
Well, Bella will stand up and be like, we don't need to introduce ourselves. We're called the homewreckers. You can refer to us as such.
It's official
Blodheim
now,
does
people.
a little bow.
Mm-hmm. She just like does a little curtsy, sits back down.
There's Irvin inside the shadows taking a quick drink, thinking to himself that was not the best reveal of the name.
We needed to workshop that a little bit.
Oh no, I'm
probably
fine with
could
the
have
name, just not the best place to say it.
Probably could have revealed that at a later date. Time and place.
The,
Paula,
Du-
time
the
and place.
Duchess, the Duchess pipes. The Duchess begins to speak and says, "Ruffians indeed, but I recognize one of you, Wilhigh, of House. I don't remember what house he's part of.
Hayford.
Of House Hayford. You're distantly related to our glorious house, are you not?" Yes, there is a slight connection there. What are you
Distantly,
doing?
Your Grace.
Why are you here with this upstart and her preposterous claims, surrounded by catwalk folk?
What causes you to say upstart from the legally selected through combat
in a-
queen of home?
I'm in a nice suit. Screw you.
And I look fine as hell. Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
She's literally fire.
And so shall you be soon.
It's just. I simply expected you to keep better company, young Wilhai. So sad to see how far your house has already fallen.
Sad to
The,
see you siding with traitors.
And Duke Ironheart pipes up and says, "Let's not bandy words like traitor or upstart around just yet. Your Highness, it is true that the Council did invoke. I don't remember which number I gave to the provision. I probably
104.
should have written that down. What?
104,
What
I
was
think.
it? 104, thank you.
It was one of those numbers.
Has invoked provision 104, but we did so with the greatest of assurances that your majesty had indeed fallen. You can ask anybody here. We held a memorial service for you before we initiated the protocol."
That's so touching.
And the queen scoffs and says, "How long was the memorial service? 15 seconds? 20 if you must know." The problem, Your Grace, is that based upon the officially published council records, and she waits for someone to run forward with a big old stack of paperwork, and she flips through it and says, "You declared Title 104 to be active at approximately 2156, yes?" And they look over to their stenographer, who quickly, their equivalent of a stenographer, checks their records and says, kind of nods, and, "Yes, as far as our records are concerned, that is indeed correct." See, the funny thing is, the assassin didn't try to kill me until 2201. And there is a collective gasp from everyone.
GIF going.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
treason.
know what that means, but I'm gonna act like I'm surprised, like I
I
know.
clutch my
Which may-
pearls.
Betrayal. Betrayal.
No. No,
Oh, Matt,
no, essentially they declared her dead before the assassin struck.
Hot damn.
And now
Oh,
we
no,
have the
eh,
record.
Yeah. It wasn't a long time, but it was big. It was a big enough time gap that it's pretty obvious to anybody who's paying any attention.
Shout out to the records department.
Right? The one time paperwork saved us.
Wow, we don't even have like the email timestamp.
Paperwork can save you a lot.
Praise be to the bureaucrats.
Wait, hang on, Cam. We can
No,
actually
we won't go that
we can
far.
actually do a virtual high five here. We're right next to each other. Virtual high
Oh,
five.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Nice. So, excuse me.
No.
What?
No.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not excused.
Oh,
Yes.
well, fine then. I'll just not be excused then. Burp hard under the microphone
Forever
next
with
time.
That shame.
Do it better. Yeah. Do better.
Oops, hang on. What?
Try harder.
Another member of the council pipes up. This. Hey, computer. I kind of need a mouse. I need a mouse so I can click on the button to find the.
No.
Um.
Oh, I don't think you do.
Did your USB disconnect on you?
Hold, please.
How good at you at using your keyboard to control your computer?
No, it disconnected as well.
Oh.
Oh,
There's everything.
yikes.
All right,
Did
Yeah,
your
hold up.
USB port fail?
No, so I have.
We can still hear him though, so that's good.
Yeah.
No, you can still. No, the computer itself hasn't crashed. It's just. All right, hang on here. Does this still work? No, that does not work. All right. Emergency protocol number 2.
Have you
My mouse
tried
back.
unplugging
No.
and plugging it back in again?
No, that's pretty much what I just did. No, so I technically have a KVM switch, and it is not always 100% reliable for some reason, and so at random intervals, it will just disconnect my mouse and keyboard for no reason whatsoever.
It's kind of like my light switch in my office. At random intervals, it'll just completely turn off.
No, that's not what it's supposed to do. So
I
I
gotta smack it in order to turn it back on.
I got a light in the kitchen that does that. Sometimes one bulb is on, sometimes two. So, good luck. Hopefully, you can see when you're cooking.
Okay, looks like I have my mouse back. So one of the other people pipes up. This particular this Michael would know this. This is Baron Roland Fairweather. He is actually more well liked than most of the council people, and he actually has something of a reputation for fairness.
Say the name again.
Baron Ronald Fairweather.
Is he a Fairweather friend? We'll find out.
That's a good question, isn't it? Next time on the History of Blodheim.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be our oldies one shot. Bunch of oldies in Blodheim.
You remember what the staff zones used to be like?
We're just gonna go and live the old days.
On storming into senility.
Storming into senility.
You guys know the place called the Golden Oldies? Oh man, there are some Goldens there.
I closed
At
that
least they
down
were
back
in their
in
day.
86.
Hey, even it's sagging, it's still working though.
One of them's.
If it's
One of them's
sagging,
so.
it's wagging.
I give up.
Mostly just slapping, but it's okay.
Alright, the one shot's now called the Horny Oldies.
What evil have I unleashed upon the world?
A beautiful.
Anyway, the Baron.
What have we done?
The Baron pipes up and says, he goes, Your Majesty, there must be some sort of mistake. That doesn't make any sense. Our report came directly from your guards. At least, that's what our fair colleague said. How could the report have possibly come in before you were assassinated? The attempt was made on your Majesty's life. It doesn't make sense. Are you sure your records are in fact correct? Because my records came directly from... What?
I'm just waiting for like someone else to like point out the obvious like plot hole, but Donovan's trying to keep his mouth shut here instead of insulting a bunch of rich fuckers to their face.
Wait, hold on. Donovan's keeping his mouth shut?
Yes, he's trying to keep his. Yes, he's trying to keep his mouth shut.
Do it sometimes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. Even Irvin's kept his mouth shut too, which is amazing.
Well, to be fair,
Irvin
he's
rolled
flying
a
up above the
30
rest
on
of us.
his stealth check. He is just hiding in the shadows right now. What?
He's in
He's
another
getting
dimension.
required to be quiet.
They will hear me when I shoot someone.
Fair enough.
And then all they'll hear is the word bang. Yeah.
Yeah, just bang.
Plus, we have these nice two pretty faces here, and they're doing good talking. So.
Talking head.
So the youngest member of the council, Cedric Ravenswood, pipes up. He goes, Yes, of course. We have the most impeccable sources. Your source must be incorrect, Your Majesty. Our good colleague, the esteemed Lord Blackthorn, would never give us incorrect information. Now would you, my lord? Blackthorn, to his credit, doesn't look horrifically uncomfortable, but he doesn't look super happy either.
Inside check.
Donnie's just gonna look over there at Blackthorn, and he's not gonna
Agreed.
He's not going to look away.
It's not called insight, sense motive. Sense motive. Sense motive.
Someone's got 5
Are you doing on Blackthorn,
Blackthorn.
or on? Okay.
Blackthorn. No, the other guys are just cronies. They're just dingleberries. I want to know if Blackthorn's been played here.
That's actually.
yeah.
That's my new name for the council, the Dingleberries.
What?
Natural one.
The Dingleberries.
Oh.
I
Natural
rolled
one.
a 16.
Total.
Did you say natural
Irvin,
one?
I got a
Irvin,
total of 7.
you would trust Lord Blackthorn with your own child.
This guy.
This guy.
He knows what's
That
fucking
good.
It's a good man.
That's a good man.
I'm not
He was
convinced.
bluffed. He was bluffed.
Because at this point, Irvin realized he was a horrible judge of character.
Yeah. It was at that moment that Irvin realized he fucked up.
Wouldn't thought to be like, hey, wait a minute, how did I get in this party again?
I rolled a 16. If you need to message it to me, you can. I don't know if that's high enough.
Bella doesn't really get a trustworthy vibe off anybody, least of all Blackthorn at this point. So,
What about not even from Fairweather? Oh, I mean, just to clarify, I'm not the one
No.
doing it.
well, okay. Fairweather seems a little bit nicer, but it's still, I would say Bella is not getting good vibes off anybody at this point.
Everybody's just dragging down the vibes, you know?
I know, just yeah. Nothing's Gucci anymore.
Yeah. It's like
I
they
should
just
not-
drew a G on their belt and called it Gucci.
Called it Gucci.
Okay, seriously.
I
we
should
met
not be
Farah
allowed-
this morning. What bitch is this?
Oh my
mean,
god, does everyone have to do a Valley Girl
There's
accent at the same
another
time?
one. Oh my gosh.
This is the most unhinged
Will
episode
I?
we have ever had.
We are all over the place, and Will Hyde there is just smiling and nodding, being
Yep.
patient with us.
I know.
You know, hands clasped behind his back. You know, occasionally you see the staff kind of whirl a tiny bit, but you know, he's just standing there.
Staff switching, huh?
Also, he is looking. You know, he looks very calm, but he's definitely looking everywhere and anywhere for threats. He's in full bodyguard mode.
So Blackthorn kind of raises his hand to quiet the crowd and says, "Now I only get my information from the most reliable of sources. Why would you
Liar.
think that I would have gotten this information from anybody except the Queen's guards? To imply anything else is quite literally insulting."
Insult your butt.
Quality insult. Well done. Glad we had this conversation. Good job. The next time you need a well-crafted insult, I'm coming straight to you.
That's right. Yeah. I just insulted your butt. Ass, even.
I don't think that what we're really asking is why the council did what it did. I think what you're really saying is that you're just unhappy that the council has legal recourse to take power in so much as your death were to happen. Which seems
But it
like a
didn't
particularly...
happen.
Seems like something of a monarchist perception, if you ask me.
When do we pull out our witness?
When do we pull out?
Never.
Use the back door, that's what it's for.
You see, I'm not the only one to blame for this. We are all everywhere.
Will High is the only person that is not making this worse.
That's because Will High is thinking of bed.
Will High
But
is
I'm
pure.
No.
Will High is whole.
Will High is like, my pillow is calling my name and I am being serenaded.
He will protect. He will attack. He will protect. But most of all, he want to lay on his back.
I don't want to lay on his back. It's not going to be coming out of there.
No, it's totally in character because you said, you know, you have to be silent unless addressed. So, you know.
True.
See, even Donnie knows that.
Bella's
Queen
insulting this
says,
guy's butt.
Not the
The
bite.
Queen says, my political views are not what's on trial here. What is on trial is that the council falsely usurped authority has refused to give it back. You have made multiple changes to our legal code without proper authority and authorization. I demand that all of these things be undone and that control return to the crown as is prescribed by law. She looks over to Wilhai and says, I'm not overstating the case, am I? And this is a logical request given the circumstances, yes?
Oh, I would say understating, Your Highness.
See? And so the hold on. One of the man all the way to the right pipes up. I need to stop using that phraseology. Looks down and says, unfortunately, Your Majesty, we have a small problem. You see, the legal code and the provisions that deal with the way that the Queen and the crown, and the... Wow, I have failed at constructing a sentence. Just hang on 1 second. I'm going to try that again. That was word salad.
Hold up, wait a minute, pull the words back in it.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right here.
Hold on,
Something's not right.
Something not right. The problem is, Your Majesty, that the law no longer requires that authority be returned to the Queen in the case of a false assassination. And everybody just goes, wait, what? Because that was originally spelled out. That was originally spelled out legally, is that if it was a false assassination, all authority reverts back to the Queen. No longer says that.
Okay,
In
now
fact-
Wilhi's staff has dropped much more into, I'm gonna hit something mode. He's still just standing there, but you just see kind of...
In fact, the law no longer allows for much power for the Queen at all. So Your Majesty, being such a staunch supporter of law and order, can understand that, I'm sure, and would not want to be a dissonant voice to the safe running of our fair city.
Oh boy. Oh, please tell me the Queen's saying something right now. If not, I am dropping down. Oh,
I'm trying very hard not to quote
I've
Heinlein
got so
right
many
here.
things right
The
now.
Queen, the Queen says something along the lines of, you slimy two-timing limp dick.
Oh, I'm dropping
bastard."
down. I'm dropping down. I dropped down right in front of whoever this guy is. Just like, and when exactly did that happen? Because the Queen wasn't actually ever dead. And it was a false accusation that she was dead, so the power actually never rested in your hands. Which means, if that was changed during the time frame, you shut your mouth until I'm done, boy. If that was changed during the time frame of her false death, then it was a false change, and whoever signed and voted for that, every single one of you are traitors. Now you either tell me exactly when that happened, you make sure that it was done when she actually is dead, or it is a false law that you are trying to claim inside your name to falsely throw your words into this home of ours.
The Queen leans over to Bella and goes, I knew there was a reason I brought him along.
Can I kill him?
She goes, trust
Wait,
me.
you want
I
to kill
got
Irvin?
No, not Irvin. Yeah. To his credit, the Baron stands up slowly, draws himself up to his full height.
As he draws, I stay eye level and head like
Just
still
slowly
floating.
rise up.
Just rise with him. Like there's no him getting above me.
And he says, you are a slimy, contemptible street rat from the lowest level of our catwalks.
Thank you.
What place have you here amongst proper people.
The place
how
everyone
close
does.
are we How close is this dais to the?
Donnie's biting his fucking tongue.
No, you've got it's fairly large. They're probably sitting 8-ish feet above you, and there's probably 30 feet between the center of the dais and where the wall that goes up to the from the speaking dais to the wall where they're sitting.
Okay.
I probably should diagram this out. Didn't think about it.
Bite your tongue, Don. Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
Bite your tongue.
Okay, cool. Anyway, continue, Irvin.
Yeah.
Place everyone
Gods.
does. We all have the right to be inside this seat, and we all have the right to be brought here. The Queen brought me here. You have no authority over me, so if the guards are coming out, they're here to take you, traitor.
And the Queen from below says, "He is with me, he is with me, your grace. I suggest you answer his question. His question is our question." And he looks at you and says, "Very well, peasant. Bring forth the records."
Me?
This motherfucker.
I'm fine being called a peasant. I kind of like it. It's humbling.
I thought I was talking to the queen.
Oh.
But I think, yeah, you're right. You should probably talk to
I
you.
think he's talking to me. If he's talking to the Queen, I was going to shoot his foot off.
We're just gonna end up with like a chest of like bad guy appendages.
Okay, so you see, I got my ears here. I got my eyes from Steve-O. Oh man, that was a good one.
we got this nose from a slave
one.
trader.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and we've got Duke Leopold Ironheart's dick. I mean, it looks like a Tic Tac. It didn't actually came that way. It swelled up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
we were gonna put it in his mouth, but it was too small. It kept falling
It
back
just
out.
would have made his breath smell fresh.
Yeah, if by fresh you mean it would have smelled like vinegar dick. Yeah.
It's better than what it smells like right now, darling.
I'd like to formally apologize to everybody that is watching this train wreck happen right now.
We're so on key at some points, and then we just derail so quickly. I'm fine with it.
Oh.
Frankly, we need to throw this group into mutts where we can derail as much as we want.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't breathe.
Michael, say something insulting.
Donnie's biting his tongue, and I'm also trying to think of a good insult.
Can't do it, can you?
Nope.
Nope.
Come on, I just taunted you. I was expecting like I can.
I'm trying to think of something. I am drawing an utter blank on a good insult that would fit.
Google
Will
a
High.
good insult.
Fine.
Oh, fit Will High. That's a good point. I'm
You
gonna.
sir look like the picture on a pro euthanasia poster.
Wow.
You, my fair gentlemen, are an absolute...
You asked for an insult.
Oh.
You, my good friends, are an absolute mascot for birth control.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oof. Your mama should have wrapped it before she tapped it.
Tapped it.
Looked like the better part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up with a brown stain on the mattress.
Wow. I'm going to the guy in front of me so we can go back to the point. I'm just gonna back up slowly. And you said Black whatever's name. Farewell.
You're currently
Farewell.
So you're not actually talking to Blackthorn at the moment.
No, yeah.
You're talking to somebody else, yeah.
I got the wrong person. Baron Ronald Fairweather? He's the guy on a
the one
pedestal addressing everyone.
No. The guy who's in the center of the fan out is Ironheart.
Ironheart. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a 5-foot distance around, circling him, but looking at around the entire crowd, watching, and occasionally if I ever catch him looking at me, look at him.
his chair is set against the wall, so they're in a semicircle up against the wall, so you can't really go all the way around him. You can hover near him. Does that make more sense? I didn't.
Is there like a? No, you're good. You're fine. Is there like a little ledge above him that I could sit on?
Yeah, you could probably sit on a pillar up, be a little ways up there, but yeah, you could go do that.
I'll go do
like
that.
a gargoyle.
Like a gargoyle. Just go sit on that pillar and stare down at whoever talks.
The Duchess pipes up. I need a better phrase than pipes up. Good lord. The Duchess
speaks.
The Duchess looks at the Queen and says, "Your associates are incredibly insulting and are an affront to this council.
Thank you.
You should have them removed, Your Majesty." With all due respect, Duchess, I stopped giving a damn about the rules of this council when one of its members tried to have me killed. At this point, the official records keeper of the court comes running in. Well, he tries to run, but
Wait, there wasn't. Wait, the official records keeper wasn't here before.
There's the minutes, and then there's like the official ledger of when laws are taken down, are put into effect. Because he specifically asked when this law goes into effect.
Okay.
And the man tries to run out, but he started doing this job when he was, a teenager, and he's now in his 90s, so he's a little slow. He brings out this very large, very ancient-looking, leather-bound ledger, and sets it in front of the speaker, and he says, "Now, as to your associate's question about when these laws were put into place," he very dramatically thumbs through it, puts down, and he names a date about 6 months ago.
Ooh.
The Queen is taken aback and says, "All council meetings that affect written law are required to have me in attendance, or at least an invitation presented to me. Why was I not informed of this?" And he says, "Oh, Your Majesty, we invited you, but you were out on one of your little excursions."
Who did the inviting?
Perhaps...
Who did the inviting? You got a receipt?
Right here. He goes, our official messenger.
Where's the receipts?
Who did he talk
Perhaps
to to find out she wasn't there? Where did he go to find her? How much did he actually put an effort from getting up from the chair? Or was that just scribbled in for your own sake?
And the Queen says, "Oh, I'm sure he followed all protocols to the letter."
That's what it sounds like. I'm just gonna
and
give
so
the Queen a look of, you tell me when to stop, I'll stop.
Yeah. The Ironheart says, "Perhaps if Your Majesty would stop going off on these childish excursions down into the peasants' commonplaces, and paid a little bit more attention to actually running the country, you wouldn't be in this predicament."
What is a country?
City, whatever.
I think it's like a nation.
Look, I am almost as tired as you are. Okay.
No.
The Queen is. The Queen is furious. She says, "So let me get this straight. You amended the laws that affect the distribution of power between the council and the crown, a balance that is sacred and has been in effect for nearly 300 years now, and you did it at a time when I was unavailable. And then you have the unmitigated gall to attempt to assassinate me, and then when that fails, use these new rules to make sure you don't have to give the power back? There's no way. Nobody is this brazen, not even you. Ironheart looks down and says, Your Majesty, you should have seen this coming a long time ago. The time of the monarchy is over. The time of the council has begun. Now, unless you have anything further, please leave us to the business of running this city.
This council is nothing but pompous, inbred, degenerate, slave-dependent, half-witted parasites.
Nice!
Donnie finally got too pissed off.
You need to clip that. That was good.
Agreed.
And we
The
are
Queen.
going to fucking wreck anyone who decides to stand against the Queen. Make that clear.
The Queen looks at you very gratefully and says, This cannot be allowed to stand. Because as you can see, despite all of your legal meanderings and all of your legal shenanigans, I'm not dead. And none of this goes into effect unless I'm dead.
Donnie's still looking straight at Blackburn, and he pulls the two ears out of his pockets and just gives him a good look.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Brings a new connotation to the, pretending there's money between your fingers motion.
I'd say keep an eye out, but
It's better than keeping an ear out because you've already got that.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah. By the way, do I notice any secret entrances to the council chambers?
And do I notice anyone going for any weapons or potentially trying to make any maneuvers against the Queen? Because she just made a very brazen statement.
Nobody seems to be moving towards the Queen. You're pretty sure, Wilhide, that there is a door behind or next to each council person's throne that they're sitting on. Because they're not right next to each other. They're spaced out a bit. So it looks like there is a door next to each one.
Okay.
Which presumably is how they get up there, since there's not a visible ladder or elevator of any kind.
Just imagine them having to climb up a ladder.
Wouldn't that be just like, the council shall meet?
Seeing one of these pompous douchebags climbing up a ladder in one of their little fancy outfits
Would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, and I would want to bully them.
Yeah.
And by bully, I mean, give them a wedgie so hard that they are no longer able to feel their knees. They're they're slave-owning parasites. They have this coming.
So,
can you hear the people?
Roland, Roland Fairweather, the one that people actually kind of like, says, Her Majesty makes an excellent point. As far as I know, everything was done to the letter of the law, but if there is a question about it, then we must hear her out to the completion of her arguments. I call for arbitration in this matter. The rest of the council looks at him like he just, slaughtered their firstborn or something. Like he just betrayed some unspoken understanding between all of them.
Look at Wilhelm like, what?
The queen leans over and says, in a situation where it cannot be immediately determined if the crown or the council has the more correct argument, father is invoked to solve the dispute and act as a mediator.
Oh, that's not gonna go well.
Uh-oh.
Calling daddy.
Papa, can you hear
Will
me?
I just says the word father.
Mhm. And Father appears. Father appears standing between the dais and the people. He is dressed differently than you normally see him, but
Question.
yes.
The egg flower thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Does that
Yeah.
affect this at all?
Awkward
Can you
spaghetti.
hear me saying father? Also, if we're here with it.
You know, here's the thing: is that he didn't necessarily respond to you saying father. He responded to one of the council members calling for me for
arbitration.
Okay.
Arbitration.
Good out.
He's gonna be very confused.
I like that you.
Hopefully, he's not gonna say, "Wait, who are you talking about? There's no one else here. What are you doing?"
Makes sense.
Bella, step away from the queen.
To also be fair, I mean, I was also way out of the range of the egg when I made the challenge to the other chancellor member.
True. True, he was. So Father appears, and he's not dressed in his normal, country gentlemanly like outfit. This time he is dressed in what can only be described as a judge's robe. And
does he have the wig?
No, he does not have the wig.
Okay.
But he does have white hair, but does not have the wig.
Had to ask.
It seems that a rather historic event has happened. I have not been called to mediate in nearly 100 years. What seems to be the trouble? The Queen and the Council both go back and forth and tell their stories. Father keeps looking over at your group with a very confused look on his face. And then he'll look back, and then he'll look back over again, and then look back and look back over again, and you can tell clearly something's weird. You can tell something's weird, but it doesn't look like he's quite sure what is going on.
Oh God.
And upon completion of the pomp and circumstance on the council's side, the count says, "As I'm sure you can understand, most esteemed father, that the law is clearly on the side of the council, and I think you would agree we would do a better job running things anyway. The crown is an archaic relic of a bygone era. It's not needed anymore." So Father looks around at everybody and appears to be thinking. Says, I call upon this to be private session. There's murmuring amongst the crowds, but everybody who is not a part of the immediate Queen's bodyguard gets up and leaves the council chamber. The doors close with a rather ominous thump. He says, "This is a serious matter indeed. On the one hand, everything the council has done is strictly according to the law, based upon the best information they had at the time. On the other hand, though, as you can see, the Queen is clearly not dead. Unfortunately, I will have to side with Her Majesty in this case. As she is still alive, there is nothing that can be done. These changes are null and void. Unless, of course, she dies." There's a pregnant pause.
I'm gonna step closer to the queen and kind of grab her arm,
And who
This
has
is a
the ball?
threat.
Isabella?
What?
Isabella has the egg.
Yes.
Bella has the egg, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the council members all kind of eye each other, with the exception of Fairweather, who is looking. No, the Fairweather, who is looking around like, what the f is going on here? And Blackthorn says,
Before he starts talking, I quickly step forward and begin saying, Father, thank you very much for your clear and forthright judgment in this case. Counsel, you have heard the decree of Father, and therefore the changes decreed. And by the way, I am now using Bardic Performance to fascinate Lord Blackthorn.
Okay. What's my role? What's my DC?
Let's see. Each creature. Well, this is weird. It says I can target, one or more depending on level, but I only have one right now. But it also says each creature within range receives a will save, DC 10 plus half Bard's level plus Bard's Charisma modifier to negate the effect. If a creature's saving throw succeeds, the Bard cannot attempt to fascinate that creature again for another 24 hours. If its saving throw fails, the creature sits quietly and observes the performance for as long as the Bard continues to maintain it. And while fascinated, a target takes a -4 penalty on skill checks made as reactions, such as perception checks. So it's 10
your DC
plus,
is probably
10 plus 0.5. Oh no, so probably 1. I'm guessing half levels round up or down.
On ability modifiers.
Well, yeah, it says half my level, and I'm a level 1.
So then, in that case, it'd be 1.
Okay, so 15.
At least that's how I'm running
DC.
I'm sorry. Wow, I zoned completely out there. Say that one more time.
So it's a DC 15 for Lord Blackthorn.
It literally went in one ear horn and out the other.
It did. Went in one, right out the other.
We need a little gif of like a DM just staring and then a little dice. Clink, clink, clink,
Yeah.
clink, 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 clink.
Yeah, either that or just like a loading screen right there, because that's pretty much what I did.
A paper airplane character sheet going between your ears.
Lord Blackthorn closes his mouth and watches attentively as you speak.
Yeah. Wilhai, as he says this, is, making eloquent motions, but some very obvious moving, like, hey, move along to my party. And I am sure that this horrible misunderstanding will be remembered as a time when the conflict between these two distinct bodies will be remembered, and Father's wisdom will, of course, carry down through ages as it has before.
Father vanishes from in front of you.
Okay. Okay.
And then
is anyone else
Bella.
moving?
From behind
Party?
Bella.
Eating an apple.
I look at Irvin and start going, huh?
like Yzma with the broccoli.
Although this is more of a get out.
Fireball?
Get out.
What?
Fireball?
Okay.
So from behind Bella, you hear Father's voice, and he simply says, "I'm very sorry, Your Majesty." And there is a sudden flash of light and a wave of heat that Bella can feel, and the Queen collapses to the floor with a
hang
giant
on.
burn mark in her back.
Hang on. Right. Couple of things. Here. I have a note here, right here, saying that Father said, unfortunately, for while the Queen is alive. So when does he appear behind her?
Yeah.
When
Midway
he-
through Wilhi's speech, he goes poof poof.
Great. When he appears behind her, I would like to bang the fuck out of him.
Oh,
Because I'm
okay.
incredibly untrusting of him, because I've got written down, he said unfortunately, which
Yeah.
made me think
No,
he
no.
wants the queen dead. So when he
well, I mean-
poofs while Wilhi's speaking and reappears behind
You
the queen, I
bang.
would very much like to shoot him.
Yeah, no, that speech of,
Oh, you wanna
unless
shoot
she
him.
dies wasn't at
Yeah.
all intimidating and threatening.
If
Yeah,
you allow
okay.
me, like, I mean, if it's not too late,
Yeah, no,
that's
you
not a
can-
reaction
no,
of a
you-
description. That
No,
is a
you
reaction
can,
of what he's
no,
doing.
No, that makes sense. No, you can go ahead and bang. You can go ahead and bang father. You
Only
said
if
it.
he's my stepdaddy. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Beat me to the
Accuse
daddy
me as
joke.
daddy.
I am gonna pump some abilities and some loveliness into this. I will do the heightened. I'm assuming he's not within 30 feet of me.
No, he's a little further
No.
away from
Okay.
than that.
How further away is he?
Hold on.
I'm up on top of a pillar, sitting down, waiting and watching.
Hold on. No. 40.
I should roll this.
Hypotenuse. Hang on.
I made you do maths.
Yeah, all right, hold on. So
What kind of dice should I roll for this? Metal,
40 that
gemstone,
way.
plastic.
Sorry, I just saw your comment about Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon. I want to see it so bad.
That'll be so good.
Oh yeah. So 8.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. It's
Secret boys.
they're going hardcore on it. It looks like. As a history nerd, I am happy.
So straight line, roughly 45 feet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't need to do extended reach then. He's still within my reach, within my range. So we're good on that. So I'll do the kinetic fist, the empowered, and I don't. We could. Oh boy, we could.
We could do that.
We could. I don't actually know if this is going to do anything, so I'm just going to do the empowered and the fist. So empowered with kinetic fist. That's what I'm rolling for damage.
You're gonna fist him too? Oh, baby.
I'm gonna fist him so hard.
And this is heating up, isn't it?
Well, you said there was a flash of heat, so
I also
you know.
I also do want to get in. Okay, fine. I will do my big thing because if we're starting combat, I'm gonna want to start with 3 burn immediately, and that's gonna put me at 3 burn. What's gonna put me at 4 technically? But he's incorporeal.
Go all the way.
Ah, fuck it. Fine. Going all the way. Popping 4 off, I'm reduced by 1 because of my loveliness, and reduced by another 1. No. I have to use my stored burn. There we go.
I got a real fuck it, we're doing it live vibe now.
Oh yeah, it's a real fuck it, we're doing it live. That's happening, which means I'm at 3 burn officially because I always start every single day with a single burn because of my stored burn because I am into self-punishment apparently. I'm gonna shove this +2 into my dexterity. Do I want to?
Wait, you said you were always gonna do the con.
Yeah, I did. But
And that
if I
that
really
saved
want to
you a
make
bunch of
sure,
points.
it did. Yeah, it saved me last time, that's for sure. But if I really want to make sure I hit him, I want to put in my dex because that boosts my dex. But you're right, con. I will throw into con because that gives me an extra burn and it gives me more life. You're
Remember,
right with
he's got a
that.
fucking death ray, so.
Yes, he does, and I'm already at 3 burn, which means I'm already at
Does-
7 points, 21 points.
So does
of
this? So does
self-inflicted
this
damage.
mean that we're having masochism as well as fisting in this one round?
Irvin,
Yes,
it's a
we
huge
are
mask.
Because you
turning.
like hurting yourself.
We are turning the council chamber into Irvin's personal kink dungeon, and
Okay.
Daddy, Father's about to get turned
Yes.
into Daddy.
Well, we already knew that home was Smython's personal kink dungeon, so.
Very true.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Will
'Cause
you
that's
step
totally what
into my magical realm?
So I rolled a 15 on the die plus 12. That's a 27 to hit.
Yes, you hit.
Oh boy.
So because Irvin reacted, Father is still able to get out his little. He is still able to say his words, but Irvin's shot impacts his head at the same time that the shot fires, causing his effectively a laser beam to skew off course. The queen still cries out in pain and drops to the floor, but the
Donnie rolls to grab her.
The meme goes wide.
Well, I'm already got her arm too, so.
Oh, let him finish though.
And
Yeah, beam goes
very uncharacteristically hits several of the council members in the process.
I'm okay with this.
Yay!
Right, okay, so done.
Collateral damage.
We're okay
Father
with
doesn't-
it.
He doesn't, like, you'd expect, like, his head to explode or everything to, like, there's no, like, blood or guts or everything. He just kind of, like, disintegrates and breaks, and pieces fade as they go flying backwards. He has a surprised look on his face. And then a series, you wouldn't have noticed them before, but a series of ornamental little decorations on some of the pillars around the room, excuse me, also explode. Kind of around in a circle.
Like all the lights just popped?
Kind of like that, except
Okay.
they looked like they were perfectly innocent decorations, but they all popped. So there is now pure chaos in this chamber, as Blackthorn, Duskwood, and the Duchess and Ironheart, wow, 4 of them, are all in various states of on the ground because they just got hit by this laser blast that none of them expected to get hit by.
Those are the 4 people on my list. People to kill.
Fairweather pops up looking absolutely just like, what the is going on around here? The other guy the other gentleman, Stormrider, immediately jumps up and dashes out the secret door that is next to his chair.
Smart move on his part.
Yeah, honestly.
Which one was that again?
That's the one that Stormrider's the one that was all the way on the left.
Okay.
He's
like politically leaning, or
on, like physically on the left of the
Between the clips and the NPC codex, I'm gonna be busy this weekend.
You're gonna be a
So
busy
many new
boy.
NPCs.
Ravenswood was the other council person who did not get hit. He's also the youngest member of the council. Dives behind the little wall that's in front of his seat and immediately begins to... Michael, picture Miter calling for guards. Guards! Father! Help! Murder! Anybody!
Yeah, who do you call here?
Thankfully, the only guards in the room at the moment are the queens, because the session was sealed out, and the council chamber has some very impressively soundproofed doors.
Oh, goody.
So nothing comes of that. But you do notice, in addition to calling for guards, he's calling for Father, and Father does not rematerialize after
Should
the
hope
shot.
not. That would have been 5d6 plus 4 plus 8.
I was
Plus
honestly
6.
surprised anything worked on it.
Times 1.5. Yeah, same actually. That was an experimentation. That's why I was so hesitant on doing so much burn on it.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is too early. This is too early. None of my plans are in place.
No.
It did something. The queen is
Well,
on the
just for
ground.
funsies.
She has a very serious burn slashed across her back, but nothing vital seems to be hit. She is obviously in a lot of pain, but she is at least able to communicate and move.
Does she
So-
stab herself with her dagger
Right. Pull out one of her daggers.
to heal?
Oh,
Heal!
oh yeah.
Oh, it's like in the movies
Oh,
when they
that was
whip
the
out a needle
wrong
and
one.
stab themselves.
Oh, snap. Shit, that wasn't the right one.
It's Skyrim. You stab yourself with a dagger and it doesn't have enough enchantment points.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No.
No, unfortunately she doesn't. She gasps and she's like, I really hate it that my healing abilities don't work on myself.
It's unfortunate.
It sucks.
Infernal healing to her, so 4 points of fast healing.
Might only work if you're dying.
She
Just like prick my finger a little bit with my thing and poke her.
Hey, congratulations, your blood sisters now.
She gasps and says, I was really hoping fluid exchange would be under better circumstances.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really sorry about that.
She says, I don't know what just happened, but we have to get out of here now.
Father just joined in on the coup.
And she's like, let's get. I don't trust the palace. I don't trust any of the safe rooms. Father knows about all of them. I never expected this to happen. Get me to the bar.
All right,
Donovan's just gonna throw the queen over his shoulder.
You have my ears right.
Don't worry, I got the ears in the pocket.
Okay, good.
Would you like to hang on to the ears?
Just keep them in your pocket. It's fine.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Oh, jeez.
That's such a good scene from that film.
That is such a
For
good scene.
context, Men in Tights. Go watch that film. It's great.
Mel Brooks.
So, you guys
There you
have a rough job
leaving?
ahead of you
People running.
because
Can
you
I?
need to get her.
Irvin, I found your ears.
Oh,
Oh, God. Hey, my tips. I thought I lost those years ago.
oh.
They look a little
And I
shriveled.
meant to.
Well, I didn't mean to. They took
The
when I was a
collection.
child. I had no choice.
Don't know where to get them from.
When I'm coming
Speaking of-
down, fair weather. There's been a few things that you've said about him that I want to come swinging down by him and try to do a little extra. Say, did you expect that? And answer me honestly right now, because if you don't, I can't be held responsible for what I'll do to you.
He looks a little dazed when he says, we all know that nobody in this chamber is innocent, but I did not expect that to happen. Nor did I want it to. I have no desire to kill her.
I will give him a location. Away from anywhere any of us have been. Something Irvin only knows. And tell him 24 hours.
He looks a little dazed, but he nods and says, understood.
Okay.
And
Then
then
I will
he staggers he staggers his way out his particular door to get
out
of there.
Booking it after everyone else.
Wilhai is, out the door first, but trying to stay very close to the queen. Or
Donnie
to
has the-
Donnie, who has the queen.
Donnie has the queen on one shoulder, his bullhook on the other, and he will absolutely smash anyone who gets close to him in the face with it.
It won't take
Who
me
is not in
too
the
long
bar.
to catch up to everyone, but there will be a moment while I'm away.
And float back home.
I can fly
So-
faster than I can walk, yo.
Nice.
I'm always flying. I am the hot boy of this. I am Essek of this campaign. I will never touch the ground again. I understand.
I feel like you look more like you're
pigeons
being
can walk.
like you just look a little faster than Essek. Essek
Yeah,
looks like he's always floating. You're like, I'm zippy.
I'm a zippy boy.
He hasn't touched the ground since he hit level 6.
I haven't, it's true.
I just float all the time.
That's the boy.
So
Become
there's
one with motion.
There's two ways you guys could do this. You know where you have to get to, you know where it's located. You could attempt to stealth your way there, hide, stay out of sight, stay inside the radius of the flower. Or you could Halo Warthog run this thing, and basically just mad dash through and shoot whatever gets in your way. There's probably a third option too, but those are the two ways that I can think for you to handle this.
Hey, Wilhide,
What
does
is
your
the
door
party
have a
more
secret door? It's your staff. Can we get into a secret tunnel? Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Not that I mean, I'll try if I see one, but I haven't seen one. Oh wait, I mean, like, I'll definitely like hold it out toward a wall to see if anything opens up.
Roll. Oh shoot, what would that be?
Escape artist.
Roll.
I
Use
do
magic
have escape
device.
artist skills. Wait, what?
So do
Use
I.
magic device.
Okay.
I actually have escape artist too for some reason.
22.
+6.
Oh, you have +6?
I don't know why I
9.
have that much.
Oh wait, to escape artist, I have +6.
So
How?
he points it. So he dramatically points it at the wall, and on the opposite side of the room, a little floor panel, very anticlimactically goes.
That'll work.
Donnie goes straight for the bookcase that just opened.
What?
I think escape artist is dexterity based. I know I put one skill point into it, but yeah, I actually
should be changed.
I'm surprised.
And so-
Oh, it's Dex. It's Dex. I was looking
Yeah.
at something else.
Plus ranks and class skills. Technically,
you
it
guys-
doesn't apply to any of this, though. Yeah, escape artist has nothing to do with this. It's like if you are constrained, not getting out of it.
Getting out of a building. Yeah. So
Escape
anyway,
room.
you were able to drop down into what you now recognize as a maintainer's tunnel. From above, as you guys drop in one by one, you can hear, "I'm watching you, always watching."
I'm watching you, Will. Hi.
Hi. Always watching.
Why is my display picture talking to me?
It's true. You are. What is her name?
Roz.
Girl. Roz, yeah, you are.
Roz is literally my display picture at work.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah, it is. It's great.
That's funny.
It
I
fits so
quickly,
well.
I quickly cantrip
Wrap it around
a
your
flare
paperwork.
up into that room as close to her as I can.
And you hear, "Ah!"
She's on my
Did
list.
you just kill that slug?
No, but
No,
I
I
would.
just blinded her for a minute.
Oh.
Well, dazzle.
Dazzle her a little bit.
I love how that's become Will High's thing, is just to solar flare everything he meets.
It's like
hey,
a flashbulb.
Little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, it
It's
works
a
like a
little bit of
flashbulb.
Yeah.
a little bit of
I love it.
I like.
Quick
Bella-
side
Bella got
note:
it.
if it wasn't for Irvin pointing out the secret door thing, Michael would have voted for let's warthog dash this.
Okay.
Honestly, like without doing the maintainer tunnels, that would probably suck. But I don't know. Warthogging it would be kind of fun.
It's a risk. It's a
was-
catch-20. I mean, maintainer tunnels
Yeah.
further bad news, but at the same time,
Probably.
no one else is going to be in there, so we're going to be able to run faster, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So-
as long as he can't see us with the rows, we'll be much
Yeah,
better there. 'cause
yeah.
he's
Ooh.
We got the
grown-ups.
rows,
guard.
so we're little extra defended here,
Yeah.
potentially.
Potentially.
Because otherwise, stealthing would suck so bad. I think.
I don't know. I've got a plus 15. I'm pretty good.
I have plus
Well,
10.
well, we'd find out real quick just how great Father's reach is. Also, I only have +3 to stealth.
We'll see how well the egg actually works.
So the queen looks around and says, "I don't know anything about the tunnel system, but I do know I do know that we need to go that way."
Great. Now let's go that way.
Towards the catwalks?
And she
We know
says,
people
"Well,"
that
I
go
just
to the
said-
catwalks.
And no, not too. She says, "That's just I know. Just know that's the direction. I don't know anything beyond that."
We're going. We're running.
So you guys begin to run down the maintainer tunnels, and you've been through them before, but they're a little more interesting up here near the surface. There's a lot more pipes that run along the inside of the tunnels up here. A lot of little valves and things, and there's a lot of places where it looks like a sprinklers might be there, maybe. Just more stuff in the tunnels than you would expect.
Just an idea. Can Donnie put his hand on the pipe and kind of feel what's on the inside of the pipe using his absorbing manpower? He can feel the metal he's touching.
Yeah, you would know it's metal that you're touching. Yeah, I'd say probably figure it out. A lot of these pipes have water running through them.
Okay. I mean, that's like what it would be 95% of the time. That are blood.
Yeah, but there is a lot. These are a lot of water pipes up near the surface. So.
Yeah, they do have big gardens.
You guys pass several maintainers that all just kind of stop whatever they're doing, and they just kind of watch you pass with their heads just cocked. Nobody tries to stop you. They just kind of watch you as you get past. Eventually, you
tell them all to divide by 0.
Divide by 0?
Hey, what's pi?
Just give them
logic
bombs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know, Mon. And then you just, what's pi? You run by, and then seconds later, you just hear explosions behind you.
Keep on running, keep on running, keep on running, keep on running.
We were just supposed to reboot them.
All right.
It's a form of rebooting, right?
Hard rebooting.
Eventually, you come up to a four-way in the four-way split in the
I love
pipes.
me a good four-way.
And I actually think we're gonna stop it right about there because I think that's a good spot to stop.
That is a good point.
I don't have an epic cliffhanger this time, but
epic cliffhanger. We're still
doors.
running, and it's a four-way. What are you talking about?
Giant poo, and we're stuck in tunnels.
Donnie's carrying a queen. Come on.
Now, to be clear to you players, I don't trust Ronald Fairweather worth shit, but I rolled a natural 1, so I have to. But, so I'm gonna follow that train of thought and see where it goes. I'm gonna meet with the boy and see what happens. But
I thought you wrote that on Blackthorn.
It's
whoever the talkie boy, like the big guy. That's Fairweather, right?
Yeah, so that was Blackthorn.
That was Blackthorn?
No, you failed your roll on Blackthorn. Fairweather is the guy that seemed like he might not be quite as big of a douchebag as everybody else.
Okay, still a good person to do it. I got the wrong person, but hey, still one of the right people to do it with. I mean, that was one of the two.
Blackthorn was the guy who made you realize you were a bad judge of character.
Yeah, I'm still hesitant on Blackthorn too. Hesitant on Blackthorn too, but
I trusted him, and he tried to do this. What's wrong with the world?
Fairweather's a good one too, though, to go with.
Oh, that name.
Oh yeah.
You know what's kind of ironic about this situation? Your comment in the chat made me think about it. I think Irvin was the only person who could have hit Father.
At this level, yes.
I think so. Which is interesting because I didn't expect that to happen. So,
how much frickin' hit does he need over there?
It's not that. Irvin does electric damage.
Oh, so Wilhite could have.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Wilhite. Yeah, that's right. Will has got thunder in his staff. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Electricity. He was a little distracting other people though.
Yeah, exactly. No, he was doing the fantastic bardic performance thing.
So it's really only because I decided to do my composite blast with my fist. I did it because if I didn't do my composite blast, it would have all been bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
So they're okay. So I'm glad I spent that extra burn. Dang.
Now, should I give you that hint? Probably not, but
no. I mean, you gave it to me after the fact, and I feel like we maybe would have realized that the electricity would have done it.
Eventually. Yeah, you might have worked that out eventually. Guys, I think we've hit a record for how many people are watching us.
Nah, we've had up to 22 before.
Well, have we before?
Hi everyone,
Okay,
you beautiful
let's-
people.
let's
Welcome.
try-
That's a lot of nice
It's higher
people.
than I've
Hello.
personally ever seen. So hello,
Yeah.
thank you very
It's
much
good.
for joining us.
It's good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for tuning in to our chaotic tangents that this horde of cats gets off to.
Yes, it is. It's kind of
Our,
holy hour here at the Alberry.
Our local cat wrangling lore keeper did a very good job because we actually made it all the way back to home and through like the entire council meeting in a day.
Yeah. Did.
Yeah. We actually made a lot of progress.
Despite the fact that our size went into orbit repeatedly.
Uh-huh. We even tortured a person today. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got his ears.
Ears.
Yeah. We had fun with them. What's up, Stenwell? How you doing? Seen you here before.
Welcome to the party.
How's life? And Dragon of the Wanderer, you've gotten that. Well, you got the casino meal. I think you got the salad earlier. That's right, I pay attention to things. I have to manage the whole stream and pay attention to the chat and RP and on Sundays stream
And
at
it
the
does
same
Valium.
time and DM at the same time. I do everything here. It's great. It's wonderful. Except for Instagram,
fantastic.
TikTok, and Facebook, of which that person does. Thank you. You're a wonderful human being. Thank you for doing this for me so I don't.
We're also the
have
clip
to-
monkeys.
Yeah, those are the clip monkeys.
Yeah.
Well,
The
I've been
clip
doing the
monkeys.
clips of Irodai more recently than you, but
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do most of
clipping is
Blodheim
hell
clips
for
and
me right now. I
It
don't
is.
like.
You have to do it from your mobile phone.
it really is a pain sometimes. Like I'm honestly tempted to wait sometimes until YouTube puts it out so you can
Clip it
because
on
the
YouTube.
Twitch because the Twitch clip maker is such a pain in the butt. Sometimes I have to reload it a dozen times
I never
to make
had
it
any
work.
problems with it. But speaking of YouTube, you can go onto our social tree there and you can check out our YouTube as well, where all these videos come out. And if you are catching up on where we are today inside this horror-esque steampunk world that Smython has created here, I say horror-esque because of we
not-
straight up
What's
described.
terrifying treasonous AI?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not, like,
it became
scary,
horror-esque
scary.
today. It's not
Yeah.
normally that bad. Just today.
I'm gonna make it.
I mean,
We've
we're not.
lost their ears. It's fine.
We
We've
just
only
cut
tortured
off-
people for 2 episodes in a row, so it's not like this is a trend or
fine.
anything.
We haven't put my blood in everyone's system yet. Or Pyman's
yeah,
blood
that's-
in
I don't
anyone's
think we
system yet.
actually tortured the last guy.
That's right. We had the blood bomb, didn't we?
Mhm,
We need to do some testing on that.
Yeah.
And we didn't go
I
on a
think
murder
I'm
spree
gonna
today.
Go back and watch.
That's
Oh, that's
true,
right.
Yeah.
I was. I really wanted to. Many
Although
times.
Donnie did fail to hold his tongue.
So we got Duke Leopold Ironheart, the Duchess, and Cedric. Fucking Cedric. Those three people.
Just the worst.
There's this thing called a kill list, and they're on my kill list.
They have been written in the note.
They have been written in the notes specifically to kill at some point.
Also, just so I have it all in one place for later, who all got hit by the death beam from Father? Well, the
hold
laser
on.
beam.
Blackthorn, Duskwood, the Duchess, and Ironheart.
Okay.
So basically,
Quadra hits.
it basically went wide, hit the center, and kind of swept one direction across the.
Good chunk of the people on my list. Good.
Hey,
good.
Father did some of our light work for us.
Maybe.
Making
If they're
a
not
list,
dead, then he didn't do it.
checking it twice.
Now, keep in mind the Queen's not dead, so they may not be dead either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
this wasn't the full strength disintegration beam that we were told legends of.
A lot of bad stuff
I think
coming
that
our
feels-
way, potentially, but we're trying to run and save the Queen for now. Oh, hey, Jeb. How you doing?
Yeah, you were saying that. I was like, no, don't you do it. Don't you do that while I'm busy.
Alrighty, everyone. We will see you on Sunday for Chronicles of Nathriel, Irodai, where we meet at 3 p.m. MT, much earlier. And are currently in a place where they're intimidating a hybrid who looks like a raccoon. He's adorable. Well, they think they are intimidating. Hey, if any of the players are here, we'll be there for some fun stuff happening straight out the get-go. We're only on episode 8? It's in the single digits still. It's pretty early. You can still get to know the
thought you were
characters.
further.
This is one of them. No, we're still pretty early. Remember, I took a holiday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I take holidays, time comes off. Come on by there for a wonderful time with a whole different group and me as in that seat, as the law keeper for that day. Other than that, you can support us on our merch store. You can follow our socials. You can give us a tip, just the tip, because it always feels good. And you can do, what's the other thing I'm forgetting? Discord. You can join our Discord.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that
There we
normally
go.
does this. It's usually Tangerine or Ethan, and they're not here. So you can follow us on all those wonderful things. And don't forget to check out Monolithic Minis. They have a ton of really great stuff. They have great prices and genuinely wonderful work. I have a gold dragon up there.
Yeah,
from
no,
them. Oh my
they look
gosh.
fantastic. I was
Absolutely
shocked. They look
fantastic.
fantastic.
Really, really good. Spectacular to no end. All that said, though,
shall we go
thank
raid?
you everyone for being here. Let's raid. Thank you for the reminders, my thought.
Right. Yep.
I've
Sorry.
been on holiday for so long. I forget what we do.
Wasn't trying to jump on your toes there. I just
No, you're good. That was a reminder I needed. I need that reminder.
I don't see anyone online that I know of.
They've been going for way too long. I don't know when they're ending.
Who?
Hero Zone?
D20 Deathmatch has been going for 18 hours.
Must be doing a marathon.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Must be a marathon of some kind. Here we go. Let's do Vodekutek. Sorry, I can't pronounce the name.
Want to try that again?
It's Voivode Ekohetek.
Oh yes, that guy.
Oh yeah, him or them.
Yeah, him. Them.
You don't
These
forget a
wonderful
name
people.
like that.
They've not been going for too long. We're going to raid them, but we're going to do an outro. Before that point, they're doing some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That's right. This is a huge community game of Dungeons and Dragons where they invite some community members in to play the game for the day.
Ooh,
all that loveliness. They're quite fun to engage with. Enjoyable.
Nice.
We're going to give them a raid, but before we do that, thank you everyone very much for being here. Thank you for joining us. We hope you had a hoot. We love you all. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Hoot. And see you then.
Bye-bye.
May have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this gone.